about a game or so, she's going to be in the
No,
bed.
we're going to talk about it during this. Ooh! What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
I'm Clarus.
Oh, you need to grab your
Why are you
microphone.
holding that?
Because you have to grab your microphone.
You're going to make me hold that the whole time?
Yeah.
That was just on the table.
No, we got it. No, these are the close ones, babe. We're going to have the good audio quality today.
Oh, God. Great.
What's up, everyone?
I'm tired.
Welcome to the Nerdy,
The Wordy.
the book club.
I didn't know you were starting stream.
I
Nerdy
told
wasn't
you.
even looking.
I told you 15 seconds.
You thought I was counting? In my head? Like, that's math.
We're so tired.
Oh my God, this is just falling through the fucking hole back here.
Welcome everyone to our Airbnb.
Oh my God, it's nice, but it's a little rough for this.
Clarence doesn't know how to hold a microphone.
You're not supposed to hold these.
Yes, you can hold this. You can hold this.
This is not a hand.
You're wrapping your hand around the cable that the information is passing through.
Well, now I'm not. Nobody holds microphones anymore.
Everyone holds shirts like this.
No, they don't.
Yes, babe. It's the podcasting industry is a whole industry, and this is how they do it.
Is this falling off or falling on?
Clarence is quiet because she's not pointing the microphone at her mouth.
How do I?
You don't touch it. It just
It just spins in my hand. Oh my God, I hate this. This is ow. I don't even have an armrest. I have to actually hold it.
This is the worst. This is the worst opening to a show ever produced by human beings.
Oh my God. The podcast listeners are going to have a time. They're going to be like, yeah, I know exactly what she's talking about.
Hey everybody, welcome. Blue
Thanks,
says
chat.
we need some shade on you because you're reflecting the sun.
Yes, I do that. The sun will move, so it will get better.
Yeah, that's what
Sorry.
we're hoping.
That's what we're, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Someone joined the memberships in the middle of the night on this stream, but
Thank
it
you.
disappeared. It's not here anymore. So
Oh,
yeah, if you do it too early, sometimes we don't see it. Sorry about that.
yeah, it's like, yeah.
Victor Desada says this is Scuff Prime, and they love it. I love it too. I might need my sunglasses to do book club.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Great. Because you're using... you're using... Oh, great. Well, that's just going to bounce right in front of our head. This is going to be a great show.
Umang Umath, thank you for becoming a member.
So Nerdy downloaded Streamlabs on this computer, Stream Elements or whatever.
No,
and-
Streamlabs was the only one that was already downloaded.
Oh, and are you using Streamlabs or Stream Elements?
Right now, we're live on Streamlabs, which is... I just want to say...
So
for
there's
the
no overlays and our alerts are different.
So here, Streamlabs is on this computer because I use Streamlabs to record like game footage and stuff like that when
Yeah.
I'm playing. So I use it as the secondary thing. I've never actually used Streamlabs for live streaming.
Yeah.
And you might be like, wow, is this a free ad for Streamlabs? No, Streamlabs is terrible. I
Yeah.
hate using it.
No, I hate it.
Stream Elements is so... I can't believe I'm saying this because I also hate Stream Elements. But Stream Elements is just significantly better.
Yeah, they kind of all suck. I'd love for a better option.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to make one, that'd be great.
Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to the Nerdy, the Wordy, the Book Club. We are live from overly sunny Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
We are here working on our sponsor for today's video. We're trying to do some networking with some people to get some sponsors and whatnot for Heroes Without Borders 2.
Hell yeah.
Coming to you live, we've announced now from November 8th to December 13th. Heroes Without Borders 2 is our annual charity event. This year, we are playing Daggerheart, thanks to a very generous matching donation by Darrington Press. We're going to be playing Daggerheart for charity, raising money every Saturday night and Wednesday night. From November 8th to December 13th, except for the one on the Saturday on the 22nd, I think it is, that's during PAX Unplugged.
Yeah.
As we're going to be at PAX Unplugged. Come see us. We have some cool panels coming up that we're excited to tell you
Hell
about. But that's our sponsor. Please go donate to that. We're going to be running an early donation raffle for people. I'm going to have that link up soon where people are going to be able to donate to maybe win a Nintendo Switch 2.
What?
What? Yeah, that's right. We're going to be raffling off a Switch 2
Hell
before
yeah.
the event even begins.
Damn.
And then from November 8th to December 13th, you're going to be able to win a bunch of cool prizes. We get to announce a new sponsor today.
A new one.
Do you know which one we get to announce?
I have no idea.
Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary friends, we're very proud to announce that Heroes Without Borders 2 will be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge is an incredible website where you can go design and build your own minis. And this fall, if you donate, or I guess Christmas, holiday season, if you donate to Heroes Without Borders 2, you're going to be able to win custom minis, custom keychains, and maybe a dice with your mini inside the dice. We got some cool codes to give away once that event begins. So make sure that you are subscribed to youtube.com/roleplayrelay so that you don't miss any of the giveaways, any of the raffles, the Nintendo Switch 2, all the cool things for Heroes Without Borders 2. Thank you, Heroes Without Borders 2, which admittedly is us, for sponsoring this video.
Thank you to ourselves for sponsoring this video. I do want to say, Umang, welcome back to the Nerds Radio. Thank you for that. And Quebexican, thank you for the super chat. So here's what we missed on Glee last week. U.S. traffic infrastructure, truck price is economic value of the customer is always right. Mistborn video, game AI, legal system. Now on to today's book club.
Yeah, that feels like everything.
There could be more. There could be more.
It is crazy to me that like today Americans are waking up to be like, how is Trump responding to not winning the Nobel Peace Prize?
Why did he think he would win a peace prize?
He wants it so badly.
Why?
I don't know. Because I think it's because Obama got one, even though Obama didn't really do anything to deserve one. And like, look, I don't agree with Trump a lot. I do agree with him on that part.
That Obama didn't deserve it?
Yeah, like...
Sure. But I just can't imagine
even I was
that
like,
Trump, who is invading his own country, is deserving of one.
I mean, like, yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I do. I just also am kind of like... I don't really get why people care so much. I don't think the Nobel Prizes are... I think that, like, mathematics and, like, science ones are cool. Because those are, like, objective things. But the Peace Prize just feels like, the strangest attaboy.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Obama winning one was weird.
Yeah, that also is weird to me. But I can't believe Trump was like, we might invade Canada, and is like, but I also want a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, and he's like, I want a Nobel Peace Prize, but my Department of Defense I just renamed to the Department of War. And people are like, wait a second, I'm pretty sure war is the opposite of peace.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this. That's those two things. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's the only thing about it is that it's like the dumbest thing to be the number one news story during the government shutdown. Like,
Fair.
Air traffic controllers are going to shut down Chicago O'Hare Airport today.
Yeah. Mexican, look at what you've started. This is not book club. This is why we are trying to start a new podcast.
Yeah, we're going to be starting a new podcast called Okay, But Why Though?
Pretty sure we announced it, and then it didn't happen because we were like, oops, busy, house, moving, travel.
When the new show starts, we're going to be like, you should watch our show. And the audience is going to be like, okay, but why though?
Yeah. That's going to be the branding of it.
Apparently he's very upset. Thank you for that update, Loadbolt. Donald J. Trump, a man who is notoriously calm and peaceful, is very upset.
Shocking. We are here to recap The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson.
And really like all of Mistborn Era 2, right? Like not just Lost Metal.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're kind of putting a pin in Scadrial until 2028.
Yeah, and we do need to talk about the epilogues.
We do. Wait, did we not talk about the epilogues last week?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we did.
Did we not?
No, we talked about them. We got through them all.
I thought there was stuff that we didn't quite get to, but maybe
Chat, did we talk about the epilogues last week? We don't remember.
Because I do. Here's the problem. We talked about the epilogues in the middle of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did.
Like we like to jump around a lot.
Did we talk to? We said no. We did. We talked about Milan and her getting the letter and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, if we miss anything that you do want to touch on, the questions channel is closed, so you'll have to sneak it into the chat here.
James Ross says
we
did, but super fast.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
if there's anything that like we felt we missed, we can touch on that, or if chat felt like we missed. But that's what the questions channel
maybe
is
they'll
for.
just kind of come up naturally in the questions. You know what I mean?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Also, look at how cool this is. I can have Discord questions on one side and YouTube chat on the other.
Oh my God, Clark's got a new phone. Claris is currently rocking the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold
Not a sponsor.
12?
7
numbers?
Yeah.
Cool. My iPad probably can do that. I just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, you might actually be able
I
to
could probably split screen, but like I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Don't worry about it.
Chat, let's get into questions. These are questions submitted to our Discord. If you're not in the Discord, I'm surprised. If you're not in the Discord, I don't know how you found the show at this point, to be honest. Algorithmically, the show is not blessed.
Yeah, no.
One day it will be. I'm going to start doing videos on this channel that hit the algorithm differently. Okay. Things that really piss people off. I'm going to like cut books in half.
Takes. Oh my God. You know, like dog ear and highlight and like.
Oh, wait. Can we have that debate real quick? How do you feel about dog earing books?
I hate it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
that's a bad thing because we're married and I am a notorious dog earer.
And yet I've never seen you do it because you use audiobooks or your iPad.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I haven't like read a physical book in a minute. I've been reading the physical Percy Jackson books.
Oh, that's
fair. I think dog earing's great. I want a book when I'm done reading it to look like I read it.
I mean, I don't. I want it to look nice on my shelf.
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't care about aesthetics as much. I want things to like feel lived in. But I'm also a guy who like most of the hoodies I've owned since high school, and I've just sewn the holes closed.
No, you only have like 2 or 3 of those left.
Sure, I guess the ones I wear the most.
Sure.
I have a bunch of sweaters that I like occasionally wear, but like the ones that I wear often, my Legend of Zelda hoodie, I think I've owned it for like 19 years.
Jesus Christ.
And every time there's a problem, I just sew it, and it's great again.
This is really heavy. Make
my hoodies great again. You know what I mean, chat? Question number 1 from the Discord. Popping in here. Iceblade 44. Read and find out. Says, so with thinking Wax and Steris will have more kids, do you think they will be Mistborn? Sanderson has confirmed the weird feelings Wax was getting was from getting a low dose of Lerasium, and he was suspecting it by the end of the book. Would you be interested in seeing Wax's kids 50 years from now in Era 3? I mean, there's a good chance Wax is still alive in Era 3. No, he'd be like 100. He's probably dead.
Yeah, he'd be like 100.
And honestly, with the beating his body has taken, he's going to have like NFL levels of later life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
once he hits 70s, his body's going to be like, ouch.
There's just no way that man isn't on a cane at like 45.
He's already 45.
But I mean, like the day after this book ends, he like goes back to his life and he's like, and yep, my knee doesn't work anymore.
Poor guy.
Although no, if he has low levels of Lerasium, maybe he can like pewter or burn from now on. You know, this is the thing about the low levels of Lerasium that can I admit I'm confused by.
Okay.
Why would low levels matter?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that the flakes that were scraped off of for Wayne to use were pretty low level.
Because it's not like you're like levels of Mistborn. You're either a Mistborn or you're not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but whether or not that makes his kids Mistborn doesn't matter because they're already born.
Victor Desana says it means you aren't as strong as Elend. Yeah, maybe it's a strength thing, but
yeah, because the original Mistborns were all like super duper powerful, and then they kind of got like watered down. But I just don't really understand how Wax getting a bit of Lerasium would affect his already born children.
Yeah. Well, because
unless he keeps experimenting and one of the children gets exploded.
No, because the Mistborn is genetically passed down.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But it wasn't when Lestibornis's kids aren't Mistborn.
What?
Like Lestibornis's kids weren't Mistborn, right?
So.
Well, because I'm saying that like whatever Sazed did after Sazed made Lestibornis a Mistborn, right? When he brought him back, and then ended the ability for people to be Mistborn after that. Like, that's what's kind of weird about the whole Mistborn thing is Sazed as God kind of explicitly ended the ability for people to be Mistborn. It wasn't so much a like, it just stopped happening genetically. Like it was a choice, right? And, what's happening? Arazu.
Oh boy.
Arazu. With
20 gifted memberships.
Holy. Ours is like, I haven't been
Oh
able
my
to
God.
come to book club live in a
Thank
minute.
you.
I gotta green this fucking
Oh my God,
chat.
is this gonna happen 20 times?
This is gonna happen 20. I can turn the sound off.
Yeah, that might be for the best. Oh my God.
Yeah, I can turn the sound off. That's
Oopsie.
fine.
Arzu, thank you so much. Love this alert in front of our heads. This is great. 10 out of 10.
Oh, you're talking about the fact that Wax's kid's already alive.
Yeah.
I was saying if Wax and Stairs had more kids. But wow, Arzu, thank you so much. That's very kind. I got distracted by the noise, but no, thank you. That is that's a lot of freaking members.
It's a lot of members, and you're gonna want to have a membership when we start Wind of Truth, because damn,
Yeah.
lots of reactions. for
Audiobook
that.
reactions coming in hot and fast. That is closed now, so
Yes.
there's gonna be some audiobook reactions live from sunny, not live, but recorded from sunny Los Angeles.
Yes.
Because we are signing Wind in Truth next week. Because we really wanted to end Wind in Truth on the 4-year anniversary of book club.
Yeah. We tried to really make it work,
And
it
so
does.
the scheduling does work, but it does mean we do have to do some audiobook reactions while we're here.
Yes.
Maybe immediately after book club today. Who knows? You want to hold this microphone for longer?
No, I don't. This hurts my wrist so bad.
Here.
You're just gonna hold both microphones?
Book club.
This is a terrible idea.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
No, here's the thing though. I think that like if you burn any Lerasium, you are a Mistborn now.
Yes, but did Wax burn it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be a Mistborn, which he is. He sees the light. He has the like weird feelings, and he becomes Mistborn.
He's got the weird feelings. Yeah, but I don't think that means his kids are.
Yeah.
So
No, his current kids wouldn't be, but I also just think that whatever Seiza did stopped it from genetically passing down, or else Lestabornis' kids would have had a chance of being Mistborn, and they aren't.
Probably.
Like, it's not that being a Mistborn stopped happening for any reason other than Seiza stopping it.
Yeah.
So if for Wax's next set of kids with his next wife, second wife, they're big Mormons over there in Scadrial.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I mean, I know plenty of kind Mormons.
Oh no,
Brandon Sanderson apparently is one, unless it's all a like ruse.
When I turned on the TV last night, or the other night in the hotel, it was like an entertainment channel, and it was like one of the like more what's Secret Lives of Mormon Wives girls or whatever, and I was like, the hell?
Yeah.
It's anyway, wild time.
Oh, I bet. I've never seen the show, so I can't comment on it.
We'll ask Holly.
Can I be honest? The Wax's kids thing is interesting because on the one hand, like, I don't want this.
Oh, sorry, Blue. Thank you as well for becoming a Nerd's Radiant.
Oh, thank you, Blue.
It's like we don't have a sound anymore.
Yeah.
But Blue says thanks for the gift membership, Arasu.
Wow, Arzu gifted to Blue? That's crazy. That's nuts.
Thank you for
that's
that.
a team up I never thought I'd see. In terms of Wax's kids in the future, I'm interested, but I would kind of like for them not to be the main characters. Because if it feels like Sazed is using Wax's kids, it would feel like a betrayal of what Sazed said to Wax in this book. Of like him leaving them alone.
Yeah, but I also could see a world in which like Wax seems like a pretty honest guy. And I think that when he tells his kids the story of what happened in his life, like when they're old enough to understand, I could see his kids becoming like strongly religious, especially like towards Sazed, right? Because I think Wax will be more hesitant to share the like negative stuff, right, about Lessie and all that, but that he did literally work with God to do these things.
Yeah.
And I think that it is possible that his kids are pretty strong Pathians.
I don't know. I hear you, and you might be right. I just think I just think that Sazed would leave those kids alone. Make life easy on them. Like if Wax's efforts to save the world aren't in the pursuit of his kids not having to do the same thing, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's kind of a sad. Oh, and then 50 years later, Wax's kids also get tortured by Sazed, and they're forced to kill their wives by him. Like,
yeah,
it'd just be weird.
Well, and I think that like in Wax, we already kind of had an older protagonist in a way. I think that like Wax's kids being like 50 something might not be the best framework for protagonists for the book. So I
don't agree
like,
with that. I think
like
that,
you said, I think that they might not be main characters.
But I think more and more we're going to see older protagonists in Brandon Sanderson's books.
Why?
Because he's getting older, and ever since he's been getting older, his characters have been getting older. The characters he spends the most time focusing on and puts at the center of books is getting older. Even like Stormlight, like Kaladin and Shallan are kind of the main thrust of the first book. But after that, it really is like Dalinar's world. Right, and Taravangian.
Not really in book 4, though.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Like, it's all people who are like leaders and in charge and kind of at the top of their food chain. Even though Kaladin is like 22 or whatever, the Kaladin is still like the commander of his unit. Brandon Sanderson. It's been a minute since he's written a book. Maybe the Secret Projects, like we haven't read those yet, but it's been a minute since the books were about sort of anyone sort of up and coming in the world. He's been writing about lords and ladies and adults and having kids and the kind of things that he's going through, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't really written a Vin or like Way of Kings. Kaladin is kind of the last one. Shallan, obviously, in the first book is very young. But all of those characters in Stormlight kind of quickly became leaders in their organizations and getting married. And like most of our Stormlight characters are either married, except for Kaladin, right?
Yeah.
And he's a wing leader, unit leader, whatever.
Wing leader. We are not doing Fourth Wing.
Yeah. And so, no, it's just, I think that as we move forward, Brandon Sanderson will continue to sort of make these books partially because they're about gods and about like planets and politics. I don't know that like an 18-year-old character is the most interesting when like the meetings of the Senate and of like international politics are as important as they are to these books now. It's hard for characters like that to really take the thrust. You'll get like the side books like Edge Dancer about Lift, right?
Yeah. And maybe some more of the smaller books that we haven't gotten around to yet have younger protagonists as well, right?
Yeah, the Secret Projects, yeah.
Yeah, there's several of them that we're going to get around to. I did want to say, Official AMC says I follow multiple Stormlight podcasts, most of which have been going for multiple years, and you two are going to be the first to cover Wind and Truth. I feel pretty good about that. I feel pretty good that at the pace that we're moving in a weird way, because I'm like, oh, I would have loved to get there faster, but also there's so much to talk about that how literally how.
No, I agree with that. I think that what's so fascinating about our pacing is that it feels so slow to me, and at the same time,
we're covering so much.
These channels that are like, we do 3 chapters a week, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck. Like, I know we take weeks off,
and we also do 3 hours at a time.
We miss weeks a lot, but we've burned through Wheel of Time, Inheritance, this. Fucking Cradle. We are going to go back to Cradle at some point, I promise.
Oh.
I don't know why I keep saying that. I am going to give it a second chance, Chad.
I also did read Will of the Many, so we might cover book 2 together.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, you haven't been that positive about it. You mostly are just like, I don't get it.
Oh, no. I really, really, really liked the book up until the ending. And then I was like, I don't like walking away from a book confused. So, yeah, that's not my favorite. But other than that.
Following Nohadon just finished Wind and Truth. Good for them.
Hey, damn, okay.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Book 4 is Navani. Navani's like fucking
and Navani
50.
is pretty close enough to Dalinar's
and
age.
that's not really a criticism. I like reading books about adults, and honestly, I don't need everything I read to be a coming of age story.
Yes.
I just
We've already read a lot of those.
Yeah. I do think that there are criticisms that I levy at Brandon Sanderson because of who he chooses to focus on, and because of the worldview of those characters.
Yeah.
And what their like goal, like, you know, I'm very critical of the light eyes in these books and the way Brandon Sanderson has like used Kaladin becoming a privileged society member to allow the book to move on from the lack of privilege that I thought the series was going to be more about.
Right.
And it kind of allows for these characters to not engage in a discussion of how they treat people who are, you know, lower on the social like totem pole than they are.
Yeah.
And the way in which that has, you know, allowed for these books to have these incredible themes that could have been explored that are just left by the wayside in favor of kind of very oblique discussions of like basic ideas about mental health. And, you know, I'm not saying that the Storm books are bad. I've mostly enjoyed them, but there are definitely things that I wanted those books to explore that it seems like he's kind of given up on, and maybe just out of like a lack of comfort about being able to talk about those subjects because of his own privilege or whatever. But he introduced them into the book, so it's kind of weird to me that they've kind of been dropped. But
yeah, for sure. Just circling back to the question, I think like Wax's kids being around as not the protagonists would definitely interest me, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think the weird thing about Mistborn Era 3 is if it's going to be about the Ghostbloods, I don't really want it to be Wax's kids. Like, I would rather it be about Marcy and Alex or something like that.
Yeah.
Like someone who's more connected to the Ghostbloods rather than like, and then Wax's kids became Ghostbloods. You know what it is? This is why I don't like it. I don't want Schedule to feel like it's just this one family. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, even Wax is a descendant of one of the crew.
Of breeds.
Yeah. And so it's like, I don't need these stories to be about how the people who are around Kelsier, their descendants, are still the ones solving all the world's problems all the time. Yeah. And it's the problem.
Bring someone new into the fold.
It's the problem like some people have with Star Wars, and I get it. Like, I really did not want Rey to be related to anybody. Yeah. I really didn't want her, you know, I thought that Rey just being some girl from a desert planet was the best thing Star Wars did. And then obviously the 9th movie kind of retcons that. But the idea of Rey just being a different person from a different place in the galaxy also being important to me was really cool. And I loved that. Yeah. And the idea that everyone always has to be related to important people is just so, I don't know. It makes everything feel too plotted and too convenient, and so it'd be kind of nice to move on and like have Wax's kids be senators or whatever, but the main crew are just some kids from a fucking alley somewhere, or you know, something like that.
Absolutely. Iceblade's second question is, so now Era 2 is ended, it's probably easy to tell, but it was very much inspired by pulp-like stories, with each book being its own take.
I think we clocked that like immediately on the first one.
In book 1, we had cowboy detectives. Book 2, we had serial killers and spies. Book 3 was literally an Indiana Jones-like story with new foreigners. And book 4 dealt with secret societies and doomsday plots. What have you enjoyed by Sanderson's experiments with these tropes, and what have you disliked?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think that I really liked the first book. I liked the like pulpy Western action adventure.
Yeah, I agree, especially because that's not really the kind of book I would ever pick up.
Oh, really?
I like fantasy.
Yeah.
I like fantasy. I like magic. If it doesn't have magic or dragons or whatever in it, like chances are pretty low.
But like, what about Westerns that have magic?
Like?
I don't know. I like the first thing that pops into my mind is like Jonah Hex, the comic book character.
No idea what that is.
It's, you know, it's Wild West, but he died and then he came back to like deliver justice on the prairies and whatnot.
Oh, all right.
I like Jonah Hex a lot. But I not that much clearly because I can't remember. But I remember reading it as a kid and think it was so cool. Like, does it have to be magic in like you know, medieval European setting, or is magic in any setting cool?
I like having magic in any setting, some kind of fantastical element.
Because this is still magical, right? Like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I liked this book because it still had it had both of those things in it, and so I kind of got to experience a genre that I wouldn't normally have picked up from the bookstore, right? And so I think I think that's definitely a positive for me. I really enjoyed it. It also does mean that the tropes of the genres are kind of lost on me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not super familiar with them.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a good thing and a bad thing, because there's probably references to things that I don't understand, but things feel new and not rehashed. So this question is really tough for me to comment on because I am very unfamiliar with the tropes as tropes. I can only really comment on the stories as they are stories.
That's fair. I definitely think that I enjoyed the tropes more when it was about Brandon Sanderson tying the tropes to his power system and seeing how the Feruchemy and the Allomancy like change the tropes, how they interact with the tropes. I thought that was really good. I thought he did a lot of that really well in really all 4 books. I think the best parts of all 4 books are when he was doing that, and obviously when Saris was on page. But I think what I didn't like about it was when it just felt like he was just using those tropes to move the plot forward. I think Bands of Mourning really suffers from that. I think Shadows of Self, outside of Lessie and Wax, just isn't a very interesting book. But it's such a, the book is just so built on that relationship and on that twist mattering to you as an audience member.
Yeah.
And I think it's good, but the pieces of the book around it just aren't as strong.
Yeah.
And so I think that this series just feels odd because the books are like, this is a continuous story, but now we're doing this kind of a book. And all the stuff that we kind of established in the last book is maybe relevant, but also maybe not. I really can't, the biggest example to me is the fact that the Malwish are just so not important in the 4th book is absolutely insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand it. The building up to meeting the Malwish in the 3rd book and them just being irrelevant. Like, obviously there's the senator who's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And like, he's this great military mind and has no input. He wants the Bands of Mourning, and that's it. That's all he is. There's a missile pointed at the biggest city in the basin, and the great military mind of the Malwish has just nothing to say about that.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it just felt very weak to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the politics of the basin versus the Malwish just felt like such a wasted opportunity. And I know, 50 years from now, it's going to be more important, but those cultures are going to be so vastly different then. And the Malwish that we've met won't exist. Like, we're just going to be meeting a different thing. Technology will have so drastically changed them. It just felt like such a, especially because so much of what Sazed is worrying about in these books is the technology of the basin, and is the basin going to be ready for the Cosmere? And like, Sazed is the god of the whole planet and knows that the Malwish exist, and it's just like I guess he forgets that they're there. Like, it's such a weird series in that you have this god character who's like, you guys don't have the radio, but the Malwish have a radio. It's just very strange. It's a very weird sort of discombobulated series of books because each one is its own thing. And so when it's concise and when it's vibing with its own like themes and storytelling and magic system, I think it's really cool. It just isn't always vibing to the right frequency.
Yeah, and I think that inherently, if you are choosing different tropes and genres to play with within a series, some people are going to like or dislike sections of that series more or less because they're like, well, it's not a genre that I like or a trope that I like.
Yeah, hold up. Umang Umafe, thank you for gifting 5 Nerdy Wordy Book Club memberships.
Thank you.
5 Nerdy Wordy Book Club memberships.
All right. It's a jazzy morning.
Also, Steak is Meat.
Steak is Meat, thank you for that super chat. Sanderson has said Tor rushed the middle books out instead of giving them a good amount of time in the oven for revisions. Does it show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched that video. I did watch.
Oh, okay.
I watched. Oh, you didn't watch this, right? So Sanderson put out a video about Ghost Bloods.
Uh-huh.
Basically being like, when I started writing books, I had 2.5 years to get before the book was published.
Okay.
But then I started to become a best-selling author. And he said this, it didn't come across very there's a way that he could have said this where he would have sounded like a dick. He didn't. He sounded like an honest man who just is right. He sold millions and millions of books.
Right.
And he was like, and now they're like, sometimes I would finish a book and then it would be out 6 months later. And so there's not time for revision. He kind of tried to make it seem like everything was fine. But I honestly, the video felt like a response to Wind and Truth criticisms.
Oh, interesting.
It felt like Brandon Sanderson trying not to admit that Wind and Truth got criticized, but let his audience know that he is going to slow down the pace of books coming out to allow more time for revisions. Because he did say that like Mistborn Era 3 Ghost Bloods book 1 is done, but it's not going to come out till 2028. And they're going to start pushing back the releases of books until he feels like they're ready. And he's going to finish all of Mistborn Era 3 before book 1 starts coming out.
Yeah.
And I do think that it shows in the series. I think it really shows in the middle part of the series. I think it shows in Rhythm of War. I think these books are a little unedited. I think that he's so talented that it's easy for him to just write something, put it out, and it's good enough.
Yeah, 100%. But I would rather it be better than come out sooner.
Yeah.
Right? And I think most people honestly would. But, I mean, except for the people who are making money off of this, obviously. Load Bolt, thank you for that super chat. After Wind and Truth, are we reading Sunlit Man, Trust of the Emerald Sea, Yumi, and The Nightmare Painter?
We're going to do all three. I don't know the order. That's up to Arzu and the mods, but... I'm actually not sure on that. People are saying
you can choose.
People are saying this was the plan before Wind and Truth came out, and maybe that is true. Mm-hmm. But this video came out last week or 2 weeks ago, and maybe that was true. But I think that Mistborn Era 2 was already getting the criticism that Wind and Truth got before Wind and Truth came out, so it might not be directly related to just Wind and Truth, right? Like Mistborn Era 2 is, from what I can tell by my perusings on the internet, pretty widely criticized as weaker than Brandon Sanderson's previous offerings.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because it's my opinion. I'm saying that because I have seen that. I've seen a lot of like TikToks of people being like, yeah, I was a big Cosmere girly until, and I just couldn't get through Mistborn Era 2. So I think that I don't know that it would probably be purely Wind and Truth. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think that for a while now, since Rhythm of War and the editor change, there have been criticisms coming out that I think this might have been in response to.
Yeah.
Because I think the middle two books in this series feel very rushed, personally. Especially Bands of Mourning. I think Bands of Mourning is like almost paint by numbers. Like it feels like a second draft that needed more drafts.
Yeah, like the Hoyd giving the coin thing is definitely like a standout weak moment.
Yeah.
For me, and it feels like this kind of needs to happen. This book needs to come out, and I need these characters to get this thing.
Just grabbing it by the microphone. Okay.
Well, where was I supposed to grab it?
I don't know. Yeah. So I think, I don't know. I think Shadows of Self, again, like I think the central relationship between Leslie and Wax is great. I just think the rest of the book is kind of fine, and I think that. That's the kind of thing that you can do in the edit where you're like, hey, like you have a great A plot, but this I think
this is working and this is not, and that's what revisions are for.
I think if Sanderson had a better editor on that, or maybe not a better editor, the person, but like more time or whatever, a better editing process is what I'll say. I don't think the Wayne stuff would have been as off-putting.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Because I think that there's a way to do everything he does with Wayne in Mistborn Era 2 without making it feel so much like all of these people know that he's stalking a girl and not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels so irresponsible by everybody involved that they know that he is, like, harassing a college girl.
Yeah.
And no one's stopping it. Like, it's so insane to me. And you can make Wayne be someone who needs to change without dragging every other character in the book into Wayne's bad behavior. Yep. And that, I don't know. I just think it could have been done differently.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Irazu, thank you for that super chat. Determining order. Choose what you like best in order from Disney animations, Studio Ghibli animations, or Mad Max plus science.
Ooh.
Should we do the Disney book first? I don't know.
Let's just do release order.
That would be Tress, I think.
Great. We'll read Tress in. We'll probably take a break from the Cosmere for a minute because we're gonna do after we finish.
Or do we do reverse order just to like shake things up and we do the brand new one?
Oh, the edges of the
Isles of the Emberdark, I think.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one. God, you're smart.
Nope, I read it in chat.
We are gonna take a break from the Cosmere for a bit after Wind and Truth because we have promised that we would cover the first Expanse book in January.
Yeah, and I still would love to get back to Crucials at some point.
Yeah. So like,
it's so good.
Immediately after Wind and Truth, we're gonna be doing the first Expanse book starting January 9th. That probably won't. That might be a little bit different because we're probably not gonna break it down into sections just because we've seen the show.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to predict. The thing with it, the thing with Expanse is that we're not gonna be able to like. I don't know. If
Isles does need to be last.
It does need to be.
Yeah,
last?
Everyone's saying it has to be last.
Boo. Okay. The tough part about the Expanse though is that those books are big. That's a lot of reading to do like in a single week for like 5 or 9 weeks straight. Or I guess it would be, 6 weeks straight and then 3 books that are...
No, I wasn't thinking we would do it like that. I was thinking we would break it up into like, we'll do an Expanse book and then we'll do something else and we'll do an Expanse book and we'll do something else.
Oh, like we'll do one Expanse book every like 2 months or something?
That way we can kind of listen to it whenever we want and then we'll know when the Expanse date is coming up.
Okay.
And that way we'll like do... Oh, maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe we make it to like the Expanse. We do like the last Friday of every month. Is the Expanse?
Or we slot in the Expanse between the other things. So
Sure,
I don't really know how
We'll talk
long
about
the
it.
Secret Histories are or how, like, for example, if we do Tress next,
Yeah.
I don't know how many parts that's going to be divided into. If it's only 2 parts, then, like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we can just like alternate with Expanse book. It's just gonna be a lot of reading because they're a little chonky.
And we might break them up into like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Because they're long, but I don't want to do like 6-part book clubs on a book where we already know the plot and how it ends. Mm-hmm. That just feels tough. I don't have a lot of predicting to do in like the first 4 Expanse books, unless they end up being very different. Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
We've only answered 2 questions so far, so let's get into Iceblade's third question.
Yeah.
With another era done, you are now, with the rest of us, waiting for Era 3 in 2028. Other than it being called The Ghost Bloods, have you any expectations for a trilogy set in 1980s Cold War espionage as a theme? Anything you want to see happen or things you don't want to see? I mean, I feel like I have a pretty solid understanding of what it is going to be about, right? Like, It's going to be a series about, like, a Sputnik kind of moment in time. And I'm excited for that. I think, like, trying to turn the Sputnik moment, and I'm assuming the Malwish will be the ones who launched the Sputnik kind of...
You are saying words, and I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, wow. Okay. So during the Cold War between the United States and Russia following World War II, one of the elements of the Cold War was the space race, in which the United States and Russia... during which the United States and Russia both were kind of trying to see who could accomplish what first.
Yeah.
And Russia launched Sputnik, which was a satellite into space. And it kind of was a big deal. I think it was a big deal because if you had a telescope, you could see it from the United States, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Oh.
And it was kind of a galvanizing moment for the American science community that pushed America onward towards what ended up being the moon landing in 1969. Chat, there are scientists in chat who know smart things. Did I get that right? Did I fuck it up?
That's not part of the 80s then.
I mean, the Cold War was like 40 years long.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. So, Chad, did I get that right? Sputnik was 50s. Yeah. And then...
you could turn on your radio and hear its signal. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Oh, is that what it was? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's my point being, I understand that, like, setting it in the 80s because of like cultural changes and everything that happened in the 80s. I totally understand. But the reason why I bring up the space race is because I think that we get that kind of obliquely with Kelsier saying like we need to be able to travel to other planets. So
and defend ourselves.
Yeah. So, but specifically the travel to other planets without Shadesmar part of it. I think that we are going to get a space race in Mistborn Era 3. I think that is going to be what the Cold War... I think the centerpiece of the Cold War is going to be a space race for travel through the Cosmere without using Shadesmar.
I mean, if you... yeah, I mean, I guess Scadrial can advance a lot in 50 years.
Well, yeah, and like the reality is we went from being able to achieve flight to the moon in 61 years.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like realistically, and we didn't have a god who could whisper technological secrets in our ears.
Right.
But, we went from, because the Wright brothers achieved flight in 1908, right?
Yeah.
And we were on the moon 61 years later. Like, that's not crazy.
Scadrial having the technology to travel to other planets.
Yeah.
Here's my issue. If the Cosmere is as large as our universe, for example, are we also going to have to invent cryosleep or light speed, or like how are we actually getting between planets in a reasonable amount of time?
Investiture.
Okay.
Yeah.
We like speed up time. Like you need to have a fucking.
What if?
Hear
me out on this. What if? You still pass through Shadesmar. It's just that, like like Guardians of the Galaxy, how they like open those like hexagonal kind of pockets in space to like jump far distances really quickly. What if entering into Shadesmar in space, you can use it as sort of like a warp point? And that's how it works. That like, because space in Shadesmar is already in the cognitive realm compressed to almost no space at all, that if you are able to leave and be in a place that humans can't really imagine, because you can't really imagine a vacuum, like it's impossible, that the space of there is so compressed that you could enter Shadesmar and just sort of pop through and use it as like a wormhole kind of situation.
Yeah, I mean,
Titanus says you can't reach a planet with no perpendicularity through Shadesmar. I hear what you're saying, but what if you don't have to get to the planet through Shadesmar? What if you just need to get to the space around that planet? And so like all of space in Shadesmar ends up being going through Shadesmar in space ends up being like hyper speed in hyperspace in Star Wars.
Yeah, so you would enter Shadesmar when you're already in space. Because I was thinking...
Oh, Trolled Chaos says cryosleep is basically just using Maris's pulsar powers now.
Well, that's what I was thinking. However, the problem with that is that we know that the powers and the investitures and whatever are tied to the planets. So as soon as you enter space, when do those stop working? Like you would have to do what they're doing in Stormlight and trying to get Stormlight off the planet in a way that is viable, but through space. Like you would have to be able to still use your powers off planet.
But we don't know that there's any other powers that struggle with that. We know that it's a struggle with Stormlight, but we don't know that it affects Allomancy.
I mean, I guess that is fair. I just thought that each power was tied to each planet and each shard.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to know until Brandon tells us, because it's magic anyway. Like, there's no real logic to it, right?
Yeah.
It's just going to be whatever Brandon says. But
I do think that like putting like if there is a way to imbue an object with an elementic power, right? We know that the grenades can do that, right? If you were to imbue a spaceship with gold or fucking
why gold?
Sorry, not the what's the shit that Wayne uses to speed?
Bendalloy?
Bendalloy. If you were to be able to infuse a spaceship with Bendalloy and that spaceship then traveled extra super fast.
Can I just say I love the way you're saying Bendalloy?
Bendalloy?
Yeah. Bendalloy.
That's what you said.
Bend alloy.
Whatever. Yeah.
It's cute the way you say Bendalloy.
Bendalloy. That seems like it maybe is a possibility because they're already able to imbue objects with powers. However, traveling that fast, we already know, like, Wayne being able to do that was very special in that moment with the explosion, with the bomb. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's 50 years. You got 50 years to try shit out. It seems like it
And
might be
gods
possible.
and magic. Yeah, I think they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
next
my theory.
question. Pilk's book rehab for Arzuke says, who else do we think was a Kandra that wasn't revealed? No one? I don't know why there would be anyone left who would be a Kandra. I can't imagine. I don't know. There may be some constables or something, but I doubt anyone really important.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, didn't think about it.
Yeah, I mean, Tensoon being the constable was cool, but like I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know who else. I don't know why Brandon Sanderson would have been like, oh yeah, this character was a Kandra. It didn't matter to the plot in any way, shape, or form. They just were like that. That kind of speculation doesn't matter to me if it doesn't affect anything. I don't know.
Blues Barrows, thank you for 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Blues.
Guys, chat's gonna be totally green. Y'all,
Yeah, we're
thank you
getting
so
greened the
much.
fuck out for winning truth reactions.
Thank you.
We really are.
No, seriously, we appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, no, it's very kind.
You know, we were like, do we take a week off of book club while we're here? And I was like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, and now we have this bouncing green fuck on our video.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
day
and
long.
we're glowing like fucking a reflector.
Titania says the
But-
horses pulling Hoyd's carriage were Kandras. Sure.
I mean, sure, yeah. I think
There weren't even any animals in this book.
I think the only person that it would maybe matter if they were a Kandra would be the general from the Malwish army, but then that just gets really weird with the Bands of Mourning and Tensoon.
No,
And I
because
don't-
Tensoon knows who the Kandra are.
Yeah, and this is like a rogue Kandra again, but I don't.
But then
know.
why do that
I'm
in
not-
service of what?
I know. I don't think
Yeah.
it's possible, or I don't think it's plausible. I'm just saying that that's the only character I could see being a Kandra where I would feel differently about the plot.
Yeah, maybe if someone like pops back up in Mistborn Era 3 and it's fun that they're still alive and we can be like, oh, they're a Kandra, like that might be fun. But honestly, the problem with that is I don't know that there's anyone in the book who is like, who I give enough of a shit about that I would even want them to show back up.
Sure.
Like there's not really like a character in the book. I think in Mistborn Era 3, characters from this era showing up because Kandra, what's the fucking Kandra that wants their bones? What's his name? I can't remember his name, but if he shows up
Oh
in
my
like
God.
in like Steris's body, because she's like, oh yeah, you can have my body.
Well, yeah, she said that.
Yeah, so like if
Yeah.
Steris keeps showing up in Mistborn Era 3 because she promised her body that one Kandra, that would be funny to me.
Yeah.
In like a very dark, like that would be kind of a dark
Vendel.
humor. But
I
Vendel,
knew it was a V. I was like, blah, 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 blah.
if Vendel shows up as Steris in Mistborn Era 3, that would be very fun to me.
Yeah.
I would be just because she did promise him her body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you say it like that. That phrasing is so weird.
I didn't write the fucking book. Zez asks, with the power to create full Mistborn out in the world again, it's not really out in the world, but I understand what you're saying. What potential ferrochemical allomantic compounding do you think would be the most scary? Can anyone stop a person endlessly compounding steel to create unlimited speed?
The Flash.
Steel doesn't create speed. Bendalloy does. Steel is pushing. Oh, ferrochemical. I'm dumb.
Yeah,
I'm dumb. I was
yeah.
like, what?
So many powers.
I mean, with Mistborn compounding, I feel like we've already seen the scariest one, which is just having a bad guy who can't die, right? Like,
That is pretty terrifying.
yeah, if used incorrectly. I think that
Yeah, how do you catch someone who is ultimately fat, like who has unlimited speed?
yeah, I think unlimited speed is pretty wild.
Yeah, I think the most dangerous one, like the most like scary one, is Miles. But they dealt with Miles, so like.
But if you can become full Mistborn again, could you become full Terrace again? And compound speed and health.
Yeah, you're right.
Could you multi-compound?
Can we? Yeah.
Because like the Lord Ruler was able to multi-compound. He wasn't just compounding A-Team. He was compounding everything. Honestly, I'm surprised Marsh doesn't use compounded speed more. Oh, no, wait. Marsh isn't a fair chemist.
No, he's just an Inquisitor.
Yeah, so he only has what he's spiked with.
Yeah.
Never mind. He's not... yeah. I forget that, like, because everyone who has powers kind of in the next book, they're all kind of... No, actually, I guess it's just... Because Wax and Wayne are both Terrace and Allomancers, I was like, oh, yeah, they were all Terrace in the first book, but most of them weren't. It's just they said.
Yeah.
Ferrochemy was so much more rare in the first book, and now there's so many people that have ferrochemical abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, compounding seal for speed is pretty scary. I might actually go with that one, because compounding health, like, you can lock someone up, but catching someone who's just fucking zipping around a room faster than you can see that's terrifying. And maybe that is how they do space travel, is it's just like a steel engine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
If they can create... If the Malwish, like, ability to make medallions, if they can make medallions that allow for space travel, then steel allowing them to go faster than, sound or whatever. I don't know that it could get them faster than light, but maybe. And then that's how they travel, is by, like, burning steel, but it's a machine that burns steel instead of a person. That might be how it works.
Yeah.
If they can distill the science of how they burn allomantic metals into a machine, and then have a machine that does the compounding, it wouldn't work for health, but for speed it might.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you had a machine on your spaceship that compounds like spaceship health? And so the way that you're in like a space fight and you're like, we've got to burn the gold, Captain. And the shield, like the ship, like the hull reforms as you burn gold and your ship heals.
Yeah, can gold heal, like, inorganic material?
I'm not an allomancer, I'm a doctor, damn it.
All right, Scotty. Interesting.
I just mixed two characters, but it's fine. What if Bones and Scotty were one person? What if they were the same man?
Well, yeah, you've got the doctor, and then you got the ship doctor.
Skepcat says I'm making their brain hurt. I'm so sorry. Rob Ross asks, this is the second book we've read where Sando applies a scientific method to his magic systems. Do you find it interesting, or do you think it will bottleneck the stories? I think it long term has problems. Like, I think you get into with separate series, I think it works just fine, and I think it's really interesting. I really like, obviously, the Wayne moment on the ship is great.
Yeah. I
do think when you start to like have these magic systems collide in future stories, I think the physics engine will break a little bit.
Yeah, I think it has the potential to get messy.
Especially if characters can do multiple things.
Yeah.
Like if Hoyt ends up being an allomancer, ferrochemist, radiant, breath holder, and obviously his breaths are a little fucked up because his memories were fucked by odium, which, remember when that happened?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that these things separately, even mixing like ferrochemy, allomancy, and hemalurgy in Mistborn Era 2 has gotten a little complicated.
Yes.
And so I'm
with the Malwish, like, coins and things.
At some point, I do think that these scenes become a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's so tough because on one hand, I do think it has the potential to get really messy. But on the other hand, like with Navani in book 4 and the like frequencies, like the tones of Roshar, like those scenes, I find myself thinking about them a lot. I thought they were really cool. And so I'm like, I don't know, is it worth like giving up those moments for cleanliness?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's about cleanliness. I just think as the Cosmere starts to butt into each other, I think it's going to start to have the same problem that comic books routinely have in event series, where it's like, and now Superman's gonna fight this. Superman and Captain America are gonna fight. Who's stronger?
Yeah.
It's all nonsense. So it's just kind of is whatever we say it is in that issue.
Yeah.
But then in the next book, this one's going to be stronger because the plot needs that. And it sort of becomes, there's no baseline of strength or baseline of speed or baseline. And so you just kind of have to like, it's a very narrative feeling. It's one of the concerns I have for the RPG. With reading the Stormlight RPG and being like, I don't actually understand, given how this system works, how you're going to just add Mistborn and have them be like compatible.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to see what Brotherwise does. Like I'm just saying I'm not smart enough to figure that out reading the book, but I think it's going to be interesting moving forward. But right now, it's the science stuff works for me. It's not always the most interesting part to me, but sometimes it is. So I'll take it.
Blues Barrows, thank you for that super
Thank you for that super chat.
Appreciate you. Blues Barrows says, if a gun can eat a devil fruit, a spaceship could be a ferrochemist.
Here's the thing, though. I agree with that. In the cartoon world of One Piece, where you accept the logic of One Piece being what it is, right? The problem is I don't want the Cosmere to become a cartoon, which is weird because I keep saying I want the Cosmere to be animated, but I don't actually want the logic of the Cosmere to have to become cartoon logic to work. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
And that's what kind of happens when you start to like mix too much sciencey things together at once.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's going to be whatever Brandon Sanderson decides.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's tough. It's tough. Does it make you, Rob Ross's second question is, does it make you think about the magic in our own universe we don't call magic because we are able to classify it? No, we don't have magic.
No, I think that like, even like Marcy makes there's a comment between Marcy and someone else where the Moonlight, I think, where it's like, well, you know, like you're able to just burn metals into powers. And she's like, yeah, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But like,
and it's like intuitive, which is so odd to me.
But there's no explanation for it. Which, now that I think about it, isn't there like science stuff that we actually don't have an explanation for? Like gravity or some shit?
Sure. And I understand that like all magic is just science we haven't figured out yet. But that's not what's happening here. And I do find writers who think that they're being clever by saying that a little frustrating. Honestly, I think that it is like a modern trope that writers write this in. It's in the Thor movie. It's in a bunch of media. And like, no, it's fucking magic. Like, stop with this fucking, like, magic is just science we don't understand. No, shut the fuck up. Thor's hammer flies to him because the hammer understands what his dad's opinion of how Thor should behave is. Like, that's not science we don't understand yet. That's fucking nonsense, okay? It's cool, and I like it, and narratively it's fun. But this, like, oh, no, this is just, like, one day we will run an experiment that will give us definitive proof and reasoning behind why Thor's hammer understands what his dad wanted him to be like as a person. Is just, it's so tropey, and somebody wrote it at some point, and a bunch of writers have taken it and been like, oh, that's so smart, I'm going to write that in. No, stop it. Stop saying that. It's not true. The girl stamped herself and became a different person with different memories. That's not science. It's not. It just fucking isn't. Okay? And you're not clever because you wrote the trope that everyone else has put in their book. Like, everyone has written it now. It's not interesting anymore. It was interesting the first time. It's an interesting idea once. But it's just one of those ideas where, like, every author has written it into every fucking thing now. And people throw it in, like, online arguments and stuff. And I'm like, guys, we've beaten this one to death. This idea is dead. But not.
What's the argument? I don't understand what people are arguing.
It's the idea that, like, in my magic series, I can be like, well, magic is just science we don't understand yet. And isn't that such a, like, clever thought? And it was once. It just isn't anymore because it's been said. If everyone, like, quotes the same thing, it's not, like, an interesting thing to write down anymore.
Sure. I mean, I guess, but, like, so many series that I read have same, like, tropes or plot hooks or fucking, I don't know. That doesn't, like, bother me, I guess, in the way that it bothers you.
Sweet and Savory says, I hate that it is in basically everything now. I don't care about midichlorians. Yeah. No, and look, I understand the
It's not in anything I've read except this, so I'm like, sure.
Blue Sun says, I mean, you've seen the Thor movie.
I said red.
Sure. Blue Sun says, what is magic? We are commuting across the world right now. I agree with you. And the idea behind the statement isn't that flawed, right? I do understand, like, I don't understand how the internet works. That's not true. I actually do kind of understand how the internet works.
I think that if you have the ability to recreate something, then it's not magic. But, like, in our world, like, if we, like...
But no, all magic is recreatable in every series. Maybe not every series. Like Lord of the Rings, magic isn't recreatable. But like in Harry Potter, if they say Expelliarmus, and do the same hand motion, the same thing happens. That doesn't make it science.
No, I mean recreatable with science. Like.
What do you mean? But I don't understand what that means. What do you mean recreatable with science?
Like, if they can make something to burn a metal that has the same effect, then, like, at that point, I guess it's not magic anymore because everyone can do it.
Sure. The point that I'm making has nothing to do with the concept, actually, because the concept is a fine one. And, like, when Thor says it, what he's saying makes sense, kind of, except it really doesn't because his hammer is just magic. It's literal god magic in that case. My point is that this idea has become so proliferated that when it feels hacky to write it into a series at this point to me, it feels lazy and like you're just using, it's not an original thought anymore. And so it's just overused. And I don't need another character to say it to me as the audience. I don't think it's interesting anymore. I think you have to come up with something else. You have to come up with your own thing. And just reiterating this thing that's been said repeatedly and I don't think is that game changing the first time it was said, especially in a world where the magic is literally like Sazed's blood. His physical body gives you magic powers. It's just fucking magical. It's god shit. It isn't even like a kind of magic that's like a natural magic. It is God willed a planet into existence, and his body gives some of the people on that planet magic powers. Like, it's just magic. And it's okay that it's just magic.
As soon as you throw gods and religion into it, it's magic and it's not science.
But it's always gods. Thor is a god. Thor is a literal god.
Yeah, and it's magic.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And so I just think that the way that this one trope has been so overused has become so boring to me because it's often just said as a way of being like, my world is smart. And I don't think that saying that makes your world building smart.
Arzu says, this is technically a misquote because the original quote is that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, which is opposite to magic as science we don't understand yet. Okay, yeah, yeah, I think that's fair. Like, if aliens showed up and were able to if they had a replicator from Star Trek, I'd be like, that's magic. Like...
I mean, maybe. I don't know that I don't even know if that is technically true in that I don't know that I think that is an idea that we have posited as a species that I don't think there has ever been a situation in which we have interacted with sufficiently advanced enough technology that
I think there's also a big difference between something that was built, like a technological advancement, versus like aliens show up and they can turn invisible. You know what I mean? But
even sitting here, I can imagine ways in which that is possible. Right? Like I can sit here and imagine optical camo.
How would that work?
Because we already have examples of optical camo. We
can make things invisible?
We have movies that have done that exact thing in a way that makes sense to me.
What?
I've watched invisibility be put into a Mission Impossible movie in a way that I was like, oh yeah, that would make sense. The technology's not there yet, but that would make sense.
Sure.
Like if I watch someone go invisible, my first thought would not be, oh, magic. I would be inquisitive about how they pulled it off. And I would assume screens, cameras, some sort of element.
No, but I'm not talking about equipment. I am talking about a being with the physical ability to fly, speed up time, go invisible. Like those are
all
magic
things that
powers.
I've seen animals do.
Okay, if they don't have wings, like you're not gonna see a cheetah fly.
No. But you're saying like if something stood in front of me and took off.
Yes.
But that hasn't happened.
And that's why I'm saying that would be magical. That would be
okay. Yes,
like,
if magic exists, then if I saw magic happen, that would be surprising. Yes, I'm positing a world that takes place in the real world, though.
yeah, and I'm saying if aliens showed
But
up.
you're just saying. But your example is if magic exists. People can't just fly. Nothing in the universe just flies on its own.
That we know of.
But my first assumption wouldn't be magic. My first assumption would be that that something's going on. I think that if you're not an inquisitive person, you're like, oh, I don't even want to think about it. So magic, but.
James Ross says, I think my question is misconstrued. Does it make you wonder about own worlds? Where did it go?
Chris Wilkinson says nerdy.
No, we're in the middle of does it make you wonder about own worlds rules that are just our laws of science?
Sorry, I don't know how to answer that because I don't understand the question. James Ross, if you could, our world's rules that are just our laws of science. I don't understand. I don't really know what you mean. Like I don't really wonder about them because I understand them well enough to interact with them.
Does it make you think about the magic in our own universe we don't call magic because we're able to classify it? Not really. No.
Yeah.
But that is mostly because I don't have the scientific understanding to even begin to touch on those subjects. Like, if you have that education, that answer might be different. But I just don't.
I think that I think that people are, because someone's bringing up, like, if you were to take someone in the Amazon and show them a jetpack, how would they understand it? That's something that's being brought up here, right? I understand the idea of that if you were to take somebody who doesn't understand any element of something because they are in a society that is completely isolated and lacking in any sort of modern technology, that they would go, oh, that's magic, right? That isn't interesting to me. And the reason why is because if you took 5 minutes with that person, you could explain to them how it isn't magic.
And you believe that they would understand it? I could not understand the physics of a jetpack in 5 minutes.
I know, but you could understand that it isn't magical. Like you could, the difference between a magic system and these books that someone is just like, it's just magic you don't understand yet, or it's just science you don't understand yet, and like real world technology. If you take a gun to somebody from the year 600 and you're able to, obviously you wouldn't be able to talk to them, but say you were able to talk to them, you could tell them there is a powder that ignites when it is struck hard and it causes this propulsion, right? That is very different than sitting down with someone and going, when I eat metal, I have this feeling. And that feeling allows me to consume the metal and it makes me fly. And you go...
It would be like trying to explain the sense of sight to someone who doesn't have eyes. Like it's like a sense thing. It's like a feeling. It's a instinctual thing that you can't necessarily explain to someone.
Let me phrase it this way. It's not actually about me showing someone from 800s a gun, right? It's about, can the person who built the gun explain how it works? That's why it's science. The person who built the gun can explain how it works.
Yeah.
Allomancers can't explain how they use their own powers. That's the fundamental difference. The Wright brothers understood how, I mean, obviously they didn't really understand flight because we still are struggling somewhat with lift and, you know, we're not perfect on how flight works. But the people who build planes can mostly understand how to make something fly to someone who has never built a plane before. But an Allomancer cannot explain how they fly. Because it's magic. Because they don't know, they're just doing it. That is the fundamental difference. It isn't about, it's not science because it is about the people doing the thing, doing it out of instinct, or it just happens, or I just said so and so it just works, is very different than someone who built a gun going to someone who's never seen a gun before and telling them how a gun works. They can tell them how a gun works. But an Allomancer can't explain how Allomancy works. That's like the fundamental difference in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Lord Mando asks, at this stage of the Cosmere, one of the leading theories for the Cosmere finale is that we will have Hoid versus Kelsier at the end battle. Huh? We see Hoid doing something that involves gathering many different powers to him, many speculations here including reforming or becoming Adonalsium. And we know that Hoid and Kelsier really dislike each other and that Kelsier likely would very strongly oppose Hoid doing such a thing. What are your thoughts?
Damn, that's a huge lift. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Let's get to that question 1 second. I just wanna get to this really quick.
Okay.
Blue Sun says we can't explain how our bodies work. That does not make lifting weights magic, but biology, just like allomancy, can be studied to see how it works. I really need you to understand that that doesn't make sense. Every muscle in every animal on the planet functions the same. None of us have a genetic ability to have muscles that do something completely different. It's not like my biceps actually expand instead of contract to move my arm. Every single muscle on every animal in the planet contracts to move things. We do know that. And everything is the same. But it's not like my kids, because my great-grandfather ate a piece of metal, have a muscle in their body that actually moves their bicep the opposite way. That's what's different, right? We know that every muscle on every animal in existence contracts to do the same thing. That's how every muscle works, because we're all descended from the same shit. Contraction of muscles is how everybody on the planet does everything. We do understand how we lift weights. We pull the muscle contracts, and the limb moves. And every animal is the same. Some animals are faster, some are slower, some lift heavier weights, some lift lighter weights, but every muscle is the same. And you don't get to like magically have a muscle that does something that no other muscle can do.
Giggity.
That's just, yeah. Anyway. Okay, let's get to this question. What?
Nerdy is magically tall, though.
No, I'm just tall.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just a big boy.
Um.
Okay, so Hoid
v. Kelsier.
Yeah. Damn. God, that's so tough, man. It's so tough because like, why is going to be what matters.
Yeah, because they don't like each other, obviously is not good enough.
Yes.
However, I do think that there is a very strong chance that how Kelsier and how Hoid see the world would lead to conflict.
Yeah.
Because obviously we know that Hoid is a not really interfering much kind of guy. Now, whether or not that's because he wants to or because on certain planets it will magically alert certain people who can then possibly hurt him. Definitely a little bit confused on like the why of all of that and like how Hoid actually feels about it, because we've never seen anything from his perspective that really approaches that.
Well, and also,
but Kelsier is very much a step in and do kind of guy.
But in my opinion, like what are they fighting over? Like why would they fight? What would be the point? In service of who? In service of what? It's the problem with Hoyd, right? Like, what would be his? What would he be trying to accomplish? What would fighting Kelsier get him? What would fighting Hoyd get Kelsier? What would be the reasoning for it?
Yeah.
Other than like, well, Hoyd is upset that Kelsier has become a tyrant, but Hoyd accepts tyrants everywhere he goes and does nothing about them. So why would Kelsier be different?
Yeah.
Like, you know, Hoyd isn't exactly going around trying to make things better. He's just sort of magically where he needs to be. The like laziest authorial gift to himself Brandon Sanderson could have given.
Well, okay, so I think maybe I could see a world if Hoyd is gathering powers to try to reform Adonalsium. I could definitely see Kelsier being like, that's too much power for one to have. There shouldn't be one god and like one person in charge. And like maybe try and stop Hoyd from becoming the ultimate god. I don't even know really what to call that. You know, Kelsier is very anti-establishment, so that's maybe.
I don't know if I agree with that. I here's the thing. I actually don't know that I agree with that. I think that. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because I think that the argument for reforging Adonalsium is makes more sense, and if. Like the argument for not reforging Adonalsium is.
Look, I think Adonalsium breaking and all of these shards fighting one another is actually very bad.
Yeah.
Especially after reading Silence, the short story. Like, yeah, I think maybe actually like putting them back all together might be a good thing.
Well, I just think in terms of not having gods sending armies to different planets to destroy other gods and armies and planets.
Yeah.
I do feel like I think that when Adonalsium was split, this is true of any story where a character is split into their best and worst traits. Their worst traits are going to go do awful things, just inherently.
Yeah.
They're just going to. Like Ruin is going to go ruin stuff. And so the only like balance in the universe is to reforge Adonalsium. Because until Adonalsium is reforged, all of his worst traits are just going to go destroy shit.
Yeah.
And so Kelsier being like, no, I want to be an immortal person in a universe where I am going to have to fight evil gods forever. If there is a version of it where Kelsier's like, no, we should just destroy all the shards, I could understand that. And so if the finale of the Cosmere is like reforging Adonalsium or destroying all the shards, there's something interesting in that if the universe can live without the shards.
Yes. If it can.
And like clearly it can live without a couple of them because 2 of them are already dead.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I just think that Kelsier being like, other gods want to invade our planet. Maybe the easiest way to avoid war like that is to just put the shards all back together. Like.
Steve Zito says at some point people thought it was a good idea to kill the one god, so I imagine there would be people that would think reintegrating him would also be bad.
Unless they just wanted power.
I'm not saying that I think that that's wrong. Like I think that there are going to be people who would think that reintegrating him is bad, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
I actually don't think that we need God, right? Like I don't believe in God. I think we're fine without a God in our universe. I wish fewer people were so zealotly insistent that God is real, but I think that in a world where you know the gods are real and you know that Adonalsium being split has caused nothing but destruction for people constantly, everywhere, all the time. Like I don't think that the people who split Adonalsium and took over the shards of Adonalsium did it knowing that it was going to lead to this sort of constant magical civil war across the galaxy where everything is just sort of 5 years away from any planet devolving into slavery and terror and tyranny and all those things, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't think that the goal was this. But if you live through this, like how many evil gods invading Scadrial because they're just purely evil gods who can't control themselves is Kelsier going to live through before he decides that... But before he's convinced by Hoyd that like, well, we have to reform this god into one thing so that we don't have this problem every few years. And like, yeah, like it's been 300 years since the last war for them, but 300 years for an immortal person is not long. And so like how many times Are we going to have an odium, a ruin, an autonomy? There's only 16 shards, and there's so many fucking examples of them doing all this heinous shit in a 300-year span. Like, there's a point where you're like, well, this is a problem. This is just a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's not working unless godhood turns into a democracy where before the shard can become powerful enough to overtake the human, like, you elect a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, like, and if it comes down to, like, we must destroy all the shards or we must reforge the shards, like, here's the problem. Hoyd would have to become a character for this to work.
And not just a Brandon insert.
Yeah, Hoyd would have to, the reason why I don't think that this will happen is because Brandon Sanderson would have to make Hoyd a person in order for it to matter. Because Kelsier, despite being an immortal force in the universe now, is still a character whose point of view I understand. And whose point of view I do care. I genuinely care about Kelsier and always will, right? Even if he goes evil, I'll still care about him as the character that, introduced me to this world and that I do love. Hoyd isn't a person. He's not a character, and I don't give a shit about him. And in order for it to become Hoyd v. Kelsier, Brandon Sanderson would have to do a lot of legwork in making Hoyd more than just convenience as a magic system for when he needs something to happen in the plot that he doesn't know how to move forward in a more grounded way, right? Hoyd would have to become more than just the guy that shows up magically on the boat at the end of the book, even though he has no fucking reason to be there. And I don't know. I think that, unfortunately, because of how much Brandon Sanderson has done work to make Hoyd what he is, this thing that he is as opposed to this character, he would have to undo a lot of that, and that would take a lot of time. Like, he would have to dedicate a lot of page time to kind of course correcting Hoyd into more of a person for me to want to read a book about him and Kelsier fighting.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Unless Kelsier's the good guy and Hoyd's the bad guy, then he doesn't have to do that work because Hoyd would just be a force. And, like, if this ultimately ends with Kelsier killing God and we go, like, his dark materials on it and we get sort of an anti-religious statement from Brandon Sanderson, this Mormon man, at the end of his long book series, I would be into that. But I don't picture a world where Brandon Sanderson kills all of God in his world.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That just feels so far away that I think that it's just tough to speculate about, but yeah. Pilks,
wait, really quick there. Light Blinded Fool says, wait, Yasna's dating Brandon Sanderson? The character who he described as being generously boobed is sleeping with his self-insert? Yeah, no author has ever done that in the history of writing ever before.
She's the epitome of a perfect Voron woman.
She's the hottest big boob sexual woman. And is also ace, but don't worry, everyone describes her body immediately upon meeting her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no author has ever done that before. Although it is weird, because Hoyd is such a self-insert, it is weird that Yasna's like, I don't really want to have sex with him, but I do it because that's what he wants, is a real weird commentary on the authorial process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like, just acknowledging that, like, my insert is fucking the hottest, baddest bitch on the planet. She doesn't want to, but I'm making her because I'm the author. Now that I think about it, actually, no, I wish I hadn't phrased it that way, but.
Yeah, no, when you say it like that, it's weird.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Wait a second. What are you pointing the mic at?
Well, I'm trying to hold it I'm trying. Boom. My wrist is fucking killing me.
I'm so sorry.
Like, I literally, cannot do this. This is awful. I'm just trying to find a spot that, my bone structure can hold up the majority of the weight.
You hit the gym so much. How is this mic too much for you?
My wrists aren't a muscle.
You need to start. We need to get you working out. Boom, 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 boom. Forearms, babe. Forearms.
My forearms have muscles. That's not the problem. My wrist is hurting.
Forearms, babe. We got to get you back in the gym. Pilks asks.
That's something you want to say to your wife. What do you think Kelsier is? Last
For your
time
wrists.
we saw him, he was a non-corporeal and trapped in a location.
I'll bring the mic arms next time. I'm sorry. What do you think Kelsier is? Fuck, man, I don't know. Whatever he is, I don't even know if Brandon Sanderson will ever explain it, right? He's been that thing for 300 years now, or a couple hundred years now, because the Malwish have been interacting with him for a while. So I don't know.
It depends on what Brandon Sanderson thinks the soul is in the Cosmere, I guess. Like, I don't know.
That's a great
like,
point.
What makes up a person?
I don't
fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin with that one, because it's like, how far back do we need to go? Like,
Can I just point out something about you that makes me laugh more than anything?
sure.
Sometimes you start your sentences with just like noises for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And it is the cutest thing that you do.
Sure.
When you're like, I don't know. Like you like have to, you like do like a weird, like, it's like a softball pitcher, like winding up their arm before they throw the ball.
Oh, yeah, sure, that checks out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a singer who can't hit the note, so they scoop up to it, you know? I thought you'd enjoy that one.
I did. That was very funny. I have no fucking clue. I think that he is, what is he? Maybe he's just like raw investiture formed into a body, and that's why he can't be invested, because his body just is like,
You can't hold it.
yeah, it's like, you know, like,
He's too porous. Everything just seeps out.
yeah, like maybe he is like door that has been like left to like bake in the sun.
And become spongy? Like what?
No, like a bot. Like if you you like leave it out, it like soaks. It's like a resin printer. You pump the resin with UV rays and it hardens into a miniature. They left door out in the sun, and it became a body enough that he was able to, you know,
But it didn't
slip
finish
into
curing, I guess.
No, it's fully cured. It's just that because the body's made out of investiture, it can't be invested. And so that's why he can't like do magic. That's why he can't be an Allomancer anymore, because his body is just made out of like hardened investiture. And so you can't invest investiture.
Sure. Yeah. I don't fucking know.
I'm trying to come up with an answer.
I know. Trust me.
Well, yeah, but the spike kept cat is the spike that is his identity. Like the body, if you take that spike out, Kelsier's identity isn't in the body anymore. I'm assuming because he's not an Allomancer, he doesn't have powers. The spike is it's just coded with his identity, and that's how he's like in the body.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough question, because literally I'm like, who the fuck knows? Blue asks, describe the books poorly to convince someone to read them.
A middle-aged man and his pervert best friend use a very particular set of skills to help a conflicted god fight an evil god, all while learning how to respect women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah. All right.
Mistborn Era 2.
Yeah.
What's your explained poorly?
God learns blacksmithing. Well, Sazed wants a sword, right? So he makes one.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Really? I've said some dumb shit. I'm pretty sure I nailed it, actually.
I was so confused. I was like, where the fuck are you going with this?
I hate that I had to explain it.
God learns blacksmithing.
Yeah, that's what happens.
No, you had to explain it. I was like,
Yeah.
you good?
God,
That's so funny.
God learns blacksmithing.
Ooh, Johnny Coleman says, fuck, marry, kill. Steris, Marcy, Moonlight.
Oh, which Moonlight?
No, just Moonlight.
Like, yeah, okay, Moonlight before.
Because like if you marry Moonlight, you marry a bunch of different women, which is kind of fun. Although they wouldn't know that she would stamp herself and not know that she's married to you anymore. So that would suck.
That would suck. That would be heartbreaking.
Although then you could have multiple weddings because she wouldn't remember her wedding, so you could like get remarried. That'd be fun.
I guess.
I think the most obvious one is I would like marry the fuck out of Steris.
You don't think like the autisms would clash too much, or do you think it'd be pretty cohesive?
I would marry the fuck out of Steris.
All right. I married Steris already. So
You married Steris? Oh, fuck you. I'm not that big a planner.
No, I know, but
I wish I was better at that actually, but
same. I do think that there are certain qualities that you guys share that I do greatly enjoy.
I'm aware.
I don't know. This is so weird.
I think that I would fuck Moonlight. I don't think Marcy would be a good lay. I'm not gonna lie. I think that I don't think her and Alec have like romps.
I think that,
but Moonlight and I have Marcy's fucked one man. You know what I mean?
that we know of.
Marcy's not been around. Moonlight has fucked her way through the Cosmere and would rock my world. So I'm gonna fuck Moonlight. I'm gonna kill Marcy for edging me through the plot of this book and not becoming a ghost blood at the end. And then I'm gonna marry Steris.
Fair enough. I think I would do the same thing, but for different reasons, because I think that Moonlight is a dom. I think that'd be more fun for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah. Early Ann asks.
Wait. This comment's so funny on YouTube. Nicholas Reed says, "Can you imagine finding out your husband has another wife and then finding out the other wife was also you?" That's so good.
Yeah, that's great. Early Ann asks, first time theory. We assume Death will reappear in Mistborn Era 3.
Yeah.
Who else do you want to show up? Wax's kids? ? And do you think his kids are Mistings? I think we touched on this. I definitely think Mistings is far more likely than Mistborn. I can't see that happening.
I think that if they show up, they'll be twin-born. I don't think he's gonna like lose the twin-born thing. I think he likes that too much.
Or at least one of them will be, and then the other's super jealous.
Or like one of them will be a Misting and one of them will be a ferrochemist, and they'll have to work together despite having like kind of opposite powers. He'll do something like that if he does something.
Yeah, that's fun.
Death will definitely be there. That's why the whole like Marsh is gonna be okay. Like the end of this book is like Marsh will reappear, Marsh will return, and
I'd love to bring Milan back. Honestly, I think she's a great character.
I don't think it'll be in Mistborn.
Maybe.
I think that we will see Milan in the future in the way that like Azure showed up in Stormlight. Like
maybe, yeah.
I wouldn't even be that surprised if Milan is in Wind and Truth.
Yeah.
Like we might see Milan next week on Book Club.
I would love if there's some like obscure reference to, is her name Alriandra?
Oh, if like she becomes
if her kid is the person who wins the like space race.
If it's 50 years.
Yeah.
She could be 70. So, because she's a kid, she like just graduated college.
Oh,
right?
I mean her baby, because I just think like it is, I think a very optimistic view of the world, but having this mom who did so much to try to send her kid to the best school and provide the best life for them. If that kid in 50 years, like, we predicted the space race, but like comes up with some incredible advancements or does good for the world, I think having her in the background as being like a character would be sweet.
I think we could have Alriand around as like a 75-year-old woman who owns the baseball league. Like is it the McCaskey family that owns the Bears? Or no, like the owner of the Detroit Lions is what's her name, Ford. She's like 85 and she runs her dad, started the Detroit Lions, or her grandfather, I guess, probably at this point. And or maybe dad, she's fucking old as shit. And like it's still in the family. Like it would be kind of fun in Mistborn Era 3 if like baseball is, or whatever they call the game, is there.
Yeah.
And, they look up in the owner's box and there's crotchety old Alriandra fucking sitting in the owner's box.
Yeah.
Still running the league that she inherited from Wayne, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
There's so many people like that in like the NFL and the MLB that like are characters that I recognize their faces because the cameras during the game always pan over to them, and it's like the Chicago Bears have been in the same family for 90 years, and this is the fucking octogenarian woman that now runs this football team.
Yeah.
And they're kind of a beloved person in their city, and I think that would be a really fun way for Alejandra to reappear to me.
Yeah, I love that.
And, the book talks about how she, funds science or, she's using the money she got from Wayne to take care of people. And
yeah.
I like that. That's actually a really good idea, babe.
Yeah. John Mistborn asks, Nerdy, I remember from the Emperor's Soul discussion, you didn't want Shy to return, that her story was done, if I recall correctly. How do you feel about her return here?
I didn't want an Emperor's Soul 2.
Right.
I think that taking her and being like, she is now... What I didn't want was to go down the road of like, how does that character do this again?
Right.
like we kind of...
It's a very different story.
Having her be a supporting player in somebody else's story, I actually really do enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think that the way she's used here is perfect. I really liked Moonlight in this book. I thought she was great. I thought... Of the ways in which he has connected the Cosmere to itself through characters, I think that Moonlight in this book is my favorite example.
Yeah.
I think she's the best use of a character for that. And so if I said I never want Shy to return in anything, clearly I was a liar because I really enjoyed her here. But I didn't want her to be the... I thought she had all the character development I wanted to see from her in her own story.
Right.
And I didn't want to have to reset her in a way to do that again.
Yeah.
But that's not what this book does. This book kind of takes what she got from Emperor's Soul and moved her forward and allowed for her to be a really great supporting character. And so I don't know. I stand by what I said about Emperor's Soul. I don't need another novella about her unless it is a very different story. But I did really love the use of her here. And I wanted her to become a main character in Marcy and her Ghost Blood Detective Agency, whatever.
Yep.
The two of them becoming a team. I really was invested in that, and now I'm sad because I don't know if we'll see her again. I think that, although I also kind of don't want to see her without Marcy now because I really like that vibe, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. If she hadn't been in this book, I would have been fine with it. Her story didn't feel unfinished at the end of Emperor's Soul. It also doesn't feel unfinished now. I don't really need to see what happens next to her, but I would have loved to have seen her and Marcy do something together. I don't know. It's tough.
How glad are you that you'll not have to deal with Hoyd, the carriage driver, again?
I would feel better if it felt like Hoyd wasn't going to be so fucking annoying. I'm so harsh on Hoyd. He's not actually that bad. Yeah, I find joking about it on the show. I think I'm definitely more harsh on the show about it than I actually feel. Just because I am trying to be somewhat entertaining. At the same time, him showing up in the boat at the end of that book was incredibly dumb to me, and I didn't like it.
All right.
It just was such an unnecessary moment that had no value in any way, shape, or form to me. Especially because Sazed had already explained how...
So did you just want Wax to drown?
I just want him to swim, burn pewter and swim, realize he's...
You wanted him to pull a fucking Galadriel in the Rings of Power and swim from the fucking Undying Lands all the way back to Middle-earth?
I mean, okay, those are not the same at all because Wax can see the coastline.
That's still far.
He can see the city. He has pewter now. I watched Vin run from town
pewter?
to... Yeah, he's Mistborn now.
No, he's not actually Mistborn.
Yeah,
he doesn't
is.
have all the powers.
Yeah, he does.
He spiked himself to get the other stuff.
No. This book establishes that Wax got a low level of Lerasium in the explosion.
The book doesn't establish that. Brandon Sanderson established that after the fact.
No, Sazed says it in the book.
No.
Sazed says to Wayne that happened. And that's how they have it.
That Wax got it? No.
Yep,
What?
in the book.
No.
Yep, it's in the book. It's in the book.
No, chat says that Brandon Sanderson said that.
Pink Armando says, yeah, he does, but he doesn't have the medals. Yeah, he has medals on his belt.
But he doesn't have pewter.
Oh, no, he doesn't have the medals on his belt because Wayne stole the belt.
Yeah.
No, I'm right.
All
I'm
right.
right. Sazed literally says it in the book.
He whatever. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have pewter, so you just wanted him to drown?
No, I just don't want Hoyd to be a fucking magic, like, plot doesn't matter device. I don't want Brandon Sanderson to be able to solve his problems by being like, oh, Hoyd's magic ability is that he's where he needs to be. Because I just, as much as I enjoy the Cosmere and I like Brandon's writing and I enjoy these books, I hate it.
Okay, but even if he inhaled the Loratium, he still has to burn it.
Babe, I can only tell you that Sazed said that it happened.
No, he said
probably. I didn't write the book.
Sazed is not like, Wax is a Mistborn now. Sazed is like, there were traces amounts of Loratium. It's possible that Wax like inhaled some of them. But how do you know he even burned it?
I didn't write the book. All I can say is that that's what the book said to me. I'm not like guessing. This isn't a theory. This is just what the conversation that God had with Wayne before he died.
That he said possibly. I'm just saying.
There's a fucking scene where Wax, after the explosion happens, that we talked about in book club, where Wax is like, oh, weird, I have like other abilities now for a second. That was a weird like moment. It happened. It just happened in the book. I think that, like, I don't know. We saw him using tin in the book. I agree with you, being Armando. I don't know.
You speculated on the coin shots. If Radiant Spren did start recruiting on Scadrial, which order would our characters join?
Oh, interesting.
If Radiant Spren...
If Marasi became a... what is Shallan?
Lightweaver?
If she became a Lightweaver, she'd be unstoppable.
Probably.
Because if telling the truth is how they get their next level ups, Marasi's nothing but the truth. Marasi's looking at the light, and Marasi's looking at her cryptic being like, you can't handle the truth. So
maybe she's a truth watcher.
Yeah, but Lightweaver specifically, by saying truth to get more powerful. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
She would be unstoppable. That's interesting. I think... I mean, obviously, I think that Wax would be best suited for Windrunners, but he can already fly, so it'd be kind of a waste.
But like, who do you think would be the most likely and least likely to join with the Radiances is the question.
No, it's which order would they join, right?
Yeah, which order?
Yeah, which order would our characters join?
Yeah, from least likely to most likely.
No, which order would they join is the question. Which order of Radiant would Marasi be? Not what order would the characters join in.
Oh, I was like, I don't know. I don't think Steris would. She'd be last.
No, Steris would absolutely. Steris would be what Yasna is. Steris, and maybe it's just because the characters are similar. Maybe that's what I'm going off of more than abilities. Wax would be a Skybreaker. I don't think he would. I don't know that Wax...
Look, the Skybreakers suck right now. That's really hard to justify.
Well, no, I just don't know that Wax would want to commit to an ideal that hard. Like, I don't think Wax wants to put an ideal above himself in that way.
No, he needs more flexibility. I think the rigidity of it would be really tough.
Yeah.
If anyone was to become a Skybreaker, I think it would be... Steris,
it would be
but even then would be very unlikely.
It would be fun if Steris was a Skybreaker and Wax was a Windrunner, and they could both fly, but they had this tension between them.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I don't know if Milan could become a Radiant because she is a Khandra, so that's a very interesting question. But I do.
Why not? She's sentient. She can make an oath.
Yeah.
Singers can do it. It's not like it's humans only.
Yeah.
Wax would be an edgelord dancer. That's so funny. I think Marasi would be an edge dancer. I could see Marasi being an edge dancer.
No, Milan is not a Lightweaver because she can already do that.
Wayne's a Lightweaver.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Wayne with light weaving powers would be the worst nuisance in the world.
No, I think that Milan, she's so interesting.
The one that Venli is Stone Caller. Isn't it Stone Caller?
No, it's Else Caller.
Oh right, Stone Shaper.
One that Yasna is.
I think Milan would want to connect with the earth and.
Oh, Renette is the explodey one that Taravangian spy is. Dustbringer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renette is absolutely a Dustbringer.
Dustbringer. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Will Shaper. That's it. Who would be a bondsmith? None of them. Honestly.
Alec.
Bonding the yeast to the flour.
No, but he brings people together with his baked goods. I think Alec would be the bondsmith.
That's fair, yeah.
I think understanding how to like forge bonds between people using baked goods.
Sazed, yeah. Yeah. Sazed is a bondsmith.
No, Sazed would be a Sazed would be like a truth watcher, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Ignotus asks, what do you think about the prophecy about the Hero of Ages after reading Era 2?
Oh, I'd have to go back and read the prophecy.
Yeah, that's been too long. If someone can drop it quickly in chat, we can talk about that. I'm a little bit fuzzy on that one.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite character from all of Mistborn? All of Mistborn.
Oh, Vin. Without a doubt. I mean, we have that gorgeous metal print of her for a reason. I love Vin.
It's pretty tough to top that.
She's incredible.
Honestly. Steris comes a close second. Like, I do. And look, Sazed in Era 1 for sure. But it's really hard to beat Vin, honestly.
Yeah, no, Vin is still my favorite Cosmere character.
Yeah.
Like, Vin is my favorite character that Brandon Sanderson's written. So it's hard to,
Other than maybe Shy.
All right, here we go. The Hero of Ages shall not be a man, but a force. No nation may claim him, no woman shall keep him, and no king may slay him. He shall belong to none, not even himself. He shall defend their ways, yet shall violate them. He will be their savior, yet they shall call him heretic. His name shall be Discord, yet they shall love him for it. Oh, interesting. He will take upon himself authority that no mortal should hold. Great. That which has been sundered must again begin to find its whole. The hero will have the power to save the world, but he will also have the power to destroy it. That's true. The hero will bear the future of the world on his arms. The Hero of Ages was not simply to be a warrior. He was a person who united others, who brought them together, a leader. The hero was removed from the terraced people. He was not royalty himself, but came to it eventually. He commanded the forces of the world. Kings rode to his aid. He left ruin in his wake, but it was forgotten. That's interesting. He left ruin in his wake, but it was forgotten. That's an interesting line. He created kingdoms and then destroyed them as he made the world anew. Fair. One who is separated from the terraced people, a king of men, a rebel caught between two worlds. He who is not of his people, yet fulfills all their wishes. He was born of a humble family. Family? What am I saying? Yet married the daughter of a king. Oh, because Telson, Tyndall was, right? Mm. He could trade words with the finest.
Calling him Discord is fascinating. After we had that discussion, was it last week?
I think I said that. I was like, because they use that word in the book, because he's not really harmony anymore, right? And so maybe his godhood is discord. Discordium. Two metals that if you push them against each other, they create bombs.
That's the altered version. That
I don't know.
And preservation altered.
Some of these prophecies could have been changed from the original text by Ruin. So the Copper Mind is saying that it doesn't know what is real, what isn't.
Great.
He was forced into war by a misunderstanding, yet he came to fight as well as any man. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know that the problem is I don't think that Brandon Sanderson has said exactly what is and isn't touched by Ruin in that. And so I don't know. I do find that calling him Discord is so interesting. Because how could Ruin and Preservation actually be harmonious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Discord. Great.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And I love that I'm reading these questions on Discord. What's up, Sazed?
Ignotus asks, have we already seen avatars of autonomy? Who would be a possible candidate? Like on Scadrial?
Yeah, like the red eyes thing's interesting, right? Because on Roshar, we could have had... There could already have been autonomy agents that we just thought were odium. or that were affected by the thrill. The thrill might have something to do with autonomy, which is interesting. If the thrill is like a autonomy odium collaboration, that's interesting. There's something that might be something to that. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
I mean, Marae's, like, if autonomy has managed to infiltrate the Ghost Bloods, that might be why Marae's and Yaddle are, like, going rogue on Roshar. Mm-hmm. If they're agents of autonomy, and that's why we feel like their actions kind of don't represent Kelsier's desires the best, that's interesting.
Yeah, I could see that.
These chairs are not the best for this, hey?
No, this is rough.
Next question.
Like, do you want to just stand? Like,
I don't think I can.
Yeah, no, it's probably not a good idea.
So next question. My fucking tailbone.
Yeah. These chairs are not meant for a 3-hour podcast.
I have a bruised tailbone right now, Chad. Isn't that exciting?
Demetrios asks, a lot of people think that this book is the low point of Era 2. Agree or disagree?
I think this is the best book of Era 2 by far. Like, and it's not even close.
Well, I don't know. I think that the first one is also pretty good.
Yeah, I just don't think it's close personally. It's a subjective thing. This is my favorite book of Era 2.
Yeah. I do think that book 3 is the low point of Era 2, honestly.
Dan's Morning is rough.
Did the Ghost Bloods cross-planet team up work for you in the end, or was it unnecessary?
I mean, it was unnecessary, right? Like, it was really just a chance to show off 2 cool powers and kind of distract the autonomy agents for a little bit.
Yeah, necessary is such a tough word because I think that obviously Era 3 being called Ghost Bloods means that there's going to be so much connection. I really can't say whether or not it was necessary.
Yeah. I honestly would have traded, if I could have, I would have traded the Cosmere stuff. Even as much as I like Moonlight, I would have traded that for the Malwish being, put Malwish agents in there and have the Malwish just be more relevant in Mistborn Era 2.
Fair.
That's, in my opinion. I think that would have been tighter. I think that it's weird that they introduce this whole thing and it's just sort of like, and that wasn't that relevant to anything. Maricy's dating one of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that you could have traded out the Cosmere shit for Malwish shit, and it would have felt like it capped off Mistborn Era 2 more.
Yeah.
But I liked Moonlight. I like Aether Boy. So whatever. It was good. It was the best use of Cosmere connections to me so far.
Yeah. Do you want Era 3 to be as Cosmere aware as this book, or more self-contained like Era 1 or 2?
I would like for it to be more self-contained because I think that's more interesting, but it's not going to be.
It won't be because it's called Ghost Bloods.
Well, and they're expressly going to be trying to get off planet, without using Shadesmar. Like that is just so clearly what the plot of it's going to be with the Cold War, and the space race of it is just going to be a part of that, and how that works is going to be really interesting. So I'm down. I think because he's basically publicly stated he's going to take more time with editing and revising and making sure that the like larger things are coalesce better in these books. I think the Cosmere connections might get better moving forward and might feel like they have more purpose. So if they can feel like they have more purpose, I'm more interested in them than sort of the like weird Easter eggy way he's handled it at times so far.
Yeah. Johnny Coleman asks, Fuck, Marry, Kill, Lerasium edition, Wayne, Elend, and Wax.
Marry Elend, fuck Wayne, kill Wax.
Oh, okay. I would kill Wayne. I would fuck Wax and I would marry Elend.
That's fair.
Yeah. Wax is too old for me to have a relationship with.
But you'd fuck him.
Sure, yeah.
See, I think Wax is a boring lay, and I think that Wayne would be a wild time for one night.
I feel like it'd be one of those, like, I'm going to try being with an older gentleman, and then I'd be like, yeah, okay, that happened.
Yeah.
And yeah. But I really like, I don't know, I like Elend a lot, so.
Yeah, no, Elend is obviously the one you marry. Fucking become emperor? Hell yeah.
Yeah, why not? It comes with a lot of problems, but worth it.
Pink Armado says, I hope that Nerdy is so confident in the plot because it's YouTube and that he's still allowing space for it to be something other than what he's decided it is. Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's not space race stuff, I I'll be open to. I'm not going to be like, they didn't do space race, so I don't like this. Like that would be silly.
Did the Cold War thing come from you or from Brandon Sanderson?
That came from chat. I don't know. What?
Oh, I missed that, I guess.
Chat said that. No, I think that because there's already a chapter out, right? Like he did like a chapter reading of Ghostbloods, right?
Really?
Yeah. I think no. The reason why the space race thing is coming to me is because that's what Kelsier said he wanted and needed. Mm-hmm. So it would be weird to me if that's not a part of Mistborn Era, and maybe the space race already done it. Like maybe they already have space travel by Era 3. But if space travel is just never brought up again, I think it would be really weird.
Yeah.
Kelsier explicitly, if it's going to be Ghostbloods, and the Ghostbloods are Kelsier's people, and that's the explicit thing Kelsier says needs to happen next. Mm-hmm. If that doesn't happen next in this world, I think that would be very strange.
Yeah.
Because then why have Kelsier say that? Like, why write that if that's not what's going to happen? Although Brandon Sanderson drops plot lines all the fucking time, so maybe. But it would be very odd to me for Kelsier to be like, we absolutely have to be able to travel between planets without going through Shadesmar, and then have that just never come up again.
Never mind.
We're going to do the Cold War, which in my mind, like the Cold War is so much about sports rivalries, the space race, and Gorbachev, take down this wall. Like those are the three things that in my brain, I'm like, Cold War. To not kind of play with it. Like we've introduced sports, so now we can have the sports rivalry element. We've introduced the idea of space travel, so we can do the space race element. If we're doing Cold War, we're doing all the Cold War things, right? I don't know.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Pilks asks, if you could be a twin-born, which powers would you pick? And if you could add a single spiked power, what would it be? Ooh, a cocktail.
Mm-hmm. So you can basically have 2 ferrochemy abilities or 2 allomancy abilities.
What? No.
Yeah.
1 allomantic, 1 ferrochemical.
And a spike.
To be twin-born.
So you can spike either ferrochemical or allomantic, right?
Oh, sure.
I would compound health. So I would be gold. And then my spiked ability would be steel pushing, so I can fly. Because then if you have health and you can fly, if you crash, it doesn't matter.
That's fair.
So I would compound health so I never feel sick again. And I'd never get hurt, and I can...
But you would feel sick when you were storing health.
No, because I'm compounding. I'll never feel sick. My allomantic ability would be gold, and my ferrochemical ability would be gold. So I'm Miles 100 lives. I'll never get sick. I'll never feel ill. My bones would heal. And then I would hemalurgically spike steel pushing in so that I can fly.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think in a weird way, the best compounding ability would be gold, because it doesn't make you live forever, right? You can still die, because I don't want to live forever, but you would have a full able body for your entire life.
Yeah.
Right? And like that's like, I mean, yeah, that would be pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So I think gold, I agree 100%.
Well, and just think about how much you could fuck as a guy. Like for women, this isn't something you have to consider, because you can just go and go and go. Lesbian sex is a wild thing, like, because you have to actively choose when to end it. But straight sex, there's just a point where my dick is like, I'm done. But if I was compounding gold, I would fuck, and then my dick would be like, boom, ready to go. We're filled with sperm again. The gold made it happen. And so like my refractory period would be nothing.
Okay.
And like I would be king of the orgies. Can you imagine? The sexual feats I could accomplish. I could reverse Bonnie Blue. She fucked 1,000 guys in a day. I could fuck 1,000 guys in a day. But I could actually like fuck them and not just be taking it the whole time.
Yeah.
Compounding gold would be so great for my sex life.
Yeah. That's
for like
fair.
a week, and then I'd get bored of it.
Be like, all right,
it would be fun one time, and then I'd be like,
I did that once. No, here's the thing. I like sleeping. I don't want to like. The problem is I already work too much, and if I never need to sleep, then I will never stop working, and I think my brain might break. Mm-hmm. So as efficient as that would be, there'd be so many things that I could get done in those 8 hours. I think mentally that would just drive you insane.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
What?
That would drive you insane.
Oh, okay.
No, Chad is like, I think Nerdy thinks, I'm concerned that's all Nerdy thinks is the Cold War. Guys, I know other things happened in the Cold War. Those are the 3 things that I think about when I think about the Cold War.
That's what you said, yeah.
I know. I'm not saying that those are the only things that made up the Cold War. I am aware other things happened.
Yeah.
I think sometimes
you literally said
people think I'm the dumbest person in the world. I know the Cold War is more complicated than sports rivalries and the space race. I know that. I'm not trying to simplify the Cold War down to that. I'm just saying that those are the things I think of when I think of the Cold War, and it feels like Brandon Sanderson has set up for those specific things with this book.
Yeah, literally with inventing sports.
Inventing a sport that they can have a
and
league.
And Kelsier wanting to space travel.
Like, I think of Cuba and Rocky. Yeah, that's fun. I love that, like, yeah, Rocky 4. Wait. What if there's a Malwish versus, like, there's a Malwish versus Alimantic or Basin boxing match. Hear me out, chat. On one side.
There's going to be a running montage?
On one side, we have the Alamancer burning pewter. On the other side, we have the Malwish boxer who uses the most perfectly designed pewter medallion. And so we get Rocky 4, where you get tough Philadelphia boxer Rocky. He's beaten up on meat in the fucking, like, freezer, getting strong enough for the fight. And then we cut over to our Malwish boxer. He's in the lab. He's got all the technology. He has perfectly been designed by tech to be the best pewter boxer v pewter boxer. I still know that other things happened in the Cold War, you guys. I'm making fucking jokes. Oh my God. I want the pewter. I want natural pewter v medallion pewter. And I just want Carl Weathers in the corner being like, I gotta toss in the towel rock.
Oh man, I know I've seen Rocky, but God, I do not remember it.
We need a Carl
I've also seen the
Weathers
musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you've never seen the first Rocky movie?
That's not what I said.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said I know I've seen the movie, but I can't really remember it. But I have seen the musical.
Okay, so have you seen more than one Rocky?
No.
Okay, so you definitely haven't seen Rocky 4 then.
No, God no.
Okay, we have to watch it. It's insane. It's so good.
Early Ann asked, before we get into Wind and Truth, can we recap all the world hoppers and where they are?
No.
First time theory, this book really has me wondering what crossovers might happen and when in the book we'll get the reveal. All right, Early Ann, we're going to ask chat for assistance for this.
Hey guys, where are the world hoppers right now? Because I don't fucking know.
Can we get a definitive list, please? Because it's not like it's
Azure.
a bad question. I know it your first time as well, so keeping track of this is certainly a nightmare.
Okay, so Hoyd is everywhere.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Kelsier's on Scadrial.
Hoyd is Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah. Okay, Hoyd is everywhere. Shy is on Scadrial. Kelsier's on Scadrial. Aetherboy's on Scadrial. Yaddle's twin is on Scadrial. Yaddle and Maraise are on Roshar. Azure is on Roshar. Zyle's on Roshar.
If we are positive that this book takes place concurrently with Stormlight.
Yeah. The last time we saw them
is
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just going with what last time we saw them.
Oh, sure. Okay.
That's it. That's everyone. Oh, no. Milan is in Shadesmar saving people from, I don't know, something. I think that's all of our world hoppers.
Did we miss any world hoppers from Elantris? Because I think it's just Hoyd, right?
Yeah, no. Shay and Hoyd are the only ones from Elantris.
A random lighthouse keeper. Yeah, I don't know.
That's everyone. That's all the world hoppers I think we have confirmed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So mostly Roshar and Scadrial. We don't know what people on. We haven't been to any other planets lately, so I don't know who's where.
It's true. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Don't know about Warbreaker. Don't know about Elantris.
Yeah. There's fewer world hoppers right now than there are Shades hoppers.
Yeah.
got you. Final question from the Discord. Given the mistrust between Sazed and Kelsier hiding his knowledge about the set, and Sazed lying about Laracium, who do you trust more right now?
Neither. Oh my god, I don't know.
Kelsier.
Kelsier's agents are kidnapping children. Like, I'm sorry, there's no trust there whatsoever for me.
That's fair. That's actually a good point. I still trust Kelsier more. I trust Kelsier to be consistent. I don't trust Sazed to be consistent. So I don't know what I'm getting with Sazed, but I know what I'm getting with Kelsier.
You say Kelsier's more predictable, so you can trust him a little bit more. Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Kelsier,
that is a fair point.
Kelsier might be doing things I don't want him to do, but I understand why he's doing them. Sazed is so discordant at the moment that I don't actually know what he is trying to accomplish anymore. So it's harder to trust him because I don't have a grasp on what he's doing.
Well, because Sazed's not really inclined to accomplish things. He's kind of more of a caretaker than he is a doer. And
I agree with that.
And I do think that the weird like shadow ruin thing is going to be the issue in terms of his predictability.
Completely agree. But I think that I can trust Kelsier because at least I know what Kelsier's like objective is. I might not want to work with Kelsier, like I might not want to be on his team, but I trust what he's doing is for a goal that I understand from him.
Yeah.
Which is like the bare minimum, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
That's final question from the Discord.
Hell yeah.
Jared Poulter says, but they know there are world hoppers looking for Hoyd, though, right? Yeah, we do know about the world hoppers on Roshar looking for Hoyd,
I think
but
we saw them once.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah, no idea.
So like, I don't know how to talk about them because like they could be anybody.
Yeah, and they could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Because we don't know where Hoyd is, because he seems to be bopping between worlds like it's nobody's business.
We also haven't seen them since
book 2?
The scene on the Pure Lake, right? So
yeah, I think that was book 2. Could be wrong.
I don't know that we... It's tough because, like, I don't know how to talk about them is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know who they are. They don't really matter to me because I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
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 Well, chat, are there any last minute questions before we... Well, actually, you can type some in the chat and we'll do high-low.
Arzu says there's Marais's boss. Yeah, we talked about Yaddle. I said she was there. Maraise and Yaddle, yeah. We acknowledge that Maraise and Yaddle are on Roshar.
But is Yaddle his Babsk?
Yeah.
I thought it was the person that just was in the mask with him.
That's Yaddle.
Yeah, is that his Babsk?
Isn't Yaddle his Babsk?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm actually not sure.
We know one of the people from the Pure Lake. I'd have to go back and read it. I'm sure if I read the description now, I would be able to pull it. But right now, I can't even remember how they were described in that chapter, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I have no idea. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Clarice, do you want to do your high-low for the book?
Let's do it.
This is where we talk about our highs. We commiserate over each other's lows because that's how my family blended when I was a kid, and it made us grow up to be 6 adults who actually managed to get along, which is crazy. Clara says her high. I do my low. She does her low. I do my high because we complement Sandwich this beach. Clarus, you're on a beach. The waves are lapping at the shore. What's your high for the Lost Medal?
Oh, boy. This is tough. We had a lot of really great moments, but I think that if I think back on this book as a whole, it ends up being the beer scene. Like, I just think that that's like the culmination of the entire series.
100%.
Leads to that moment, and it's executed so well.
Yeah, it really it like softens Wayne so much. Like, it does so much retroactively. Them just sitting in front of the billboard and like the imagery of them sitting in front of like the like propaganda of their enemy and like talking through their feelings as men. It's brilliant. It's really good.
Yeah. And I think that Arzu says also high-low for Era too. Like, I really do think that is my high for the era as well.
It's mine as well, yeah.
it's so tough for it to be anything else. There are really cool moments, but I don't think that anything was as poignant, I guess, as that moment was. Like it was just so human, and it was also so, like, I don't know how else to word this, but like age appropriate.
Interesting.
Right? They're mature adults.
Yeah.
Who are able to like have this conversation over a beer. Mm-hmm. At the end of all things. That's my high for both, honestly. What's your low?
My low for Era 2 is the Wayne sneaking into the girls' dorm scene. My low for this book, that's tough. I don't know, something near the beginning of the book with Wayne that I thought was dumb. There's stuff early in this book where I was like, what are we doing?
You didn't like the farting in the chair joke.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
For this book, it's the that went on for so long.
Yeah, no, I think we have the same low for this book. I was like, okay.
Did you fart in his chair, Wax?
You're like, all right.
Why?
Sure.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
That one was a strange one. But my low for the series, fuck, I can't remember. There was something that really bothered me like 2 books ago, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like something dumb.
Yeah.
Guess it didn't bother me that much.
I mean, if I'm not doing the Wax, if you want to have the Wayne, if you want to have that, the Wayne stuff didn't bother you as much as it did me. The other low I have for the series is the coin moment with Hoyd. And how like integral it became to the plot, that's how the plot moved forward.
I definitely would consider that a low of the series for sure. I think that moment really undercuts the entire book for me, and is a main reason why book 3 is, I think, my least favorite of all 4.
Yeah.
What's your highs?
My high for this book, you took the beer scene, so I'll take Wayne's death.
It's tough.
And just that made me cry the way it did. It really emotionally worked.
I love that we swap. Like, I love that both of our highs are from this last section.
Yeah.
And last week we had the opposite ones, and we're sharing.
The high from the series for Mistborn Era 2, that's so tough. I mean, Steris. It's just Steris is the best. Just as a character, I love her. So my high for Mistborn Era 2 is just Steris' existence and the storytelling around her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets the happiest ending.
Yeah.
She's married, has kids, finally finds a job where she feels valued.
Yeah.
Steris gets the best ending in the book. That's crazy. She deserves it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Whose POV will we get for Wind and Truth prologue?
GALORE.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it will be GALORE. I think it's the last POV.
Because there's going to be so much information that we now know, and that can also be revealed.
Yeah. And maybe it reveals for us so that we know before the audience, like, how he got Void Light.
Yeah.
Or Anti-Life Light or Anti-Void Light. One of the anti-lights. Anti-Void Light is what he had.
Yeah.
There's too many lights.
Too many lights.
Too many lights.
Thank you for a fun book club, Chad.
Yeah, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We have to get out of these chairs. My ass hurts. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below, because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is... Steris. Let's fucking go. Yeah. If you want to follow us around the internet, you can. I'm at nerdynightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
A reminder to you, Heroes Without Borders 2 is coming. We are going to be launching November 8th to December 13th. The cast is looking cute. We're going to start announcing people. People you like are probably going to be involved. I can't say who yet, but we're very lucky for some of the people who have responded. If you're going to be at PAX Unplugged, we are going to be there. We're going to be doing some panels.
Yeah.
Make sure you come say hi. Check us out there. And next week, we start Wind and Truth.
So exciting.
We are doing Wind and Truth. Let me pull up next week's reading. We are doing...
you're going to pull up the schedule. It's in the Discord.
We're doing the prologue to Interlude 2, which, if I'm correct, is going to be all of day 1.
If you are correct.
If I'm correct. So I think this book is going to be day, interludes, day, interludes, day, interludes, day, interludes. Clarus doesn't, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that it's not possible. I have no idea.
Reactions for week 1 are going to be the prologue, which is the free reaction. Then chapter 1, chapter 6, and chapter 12 by Kano. And chapter 4 and chapter 13 by Code 76. So 6 reactions in the next week. So get ready for that.
Chat would like us to read the first sentence of Wind and Truth.
We don't have it with us.
Okay.
We don't have a copy of Wind and Truth on us. Unless... Well, actually, maybe I can pull up like Wind and Truth prologue quickly online.
Oh, yeah. That might be something that's like released online.
Yeah. Wind and...
Yeah, sorry, chat.
Truth.
A fun travel book club.
Yeah, this was great. I'm glad this works. We can definitely bring this with us. And
yeah, we just need something else.
Yep, I will make sure that you have a... Okay, here is the prologue to Book 5. Gavilar Kholin was on the verge of immortality.
Well, we were right.
Yeah. Crushed it.
We were right. Wow, huh.
Yeah. So we'll react to that this week.
All right, that's fascinating. Is he going to replace Odium?
Maybe. Yeah, it's possible. That might have been what his goal was, right?
Yeah.
Gavilar Kholin was on the verge of immortality. Cool. If you want to do anything else, do it. We're going to add some sex to this book, and then we're going to get out of here. Clarus, Smut Corner, Canada. This time we're live from Los Angeles.
Ding.
We're on the West Coast. We got to get kinky. Where would you have added sex to this book? It is hard. It is hard to do.
The book is hard, or?
How often do you think Alec licks Coco off of Marisy's tits?
I mean, I don't know. She's the one that really likes chocolate. So I think if he just like really wants a blowjob, all he's got to do is just
drizzles it
put
on
a
his
little bit
dick.
of yeah. I mean, why not? Just make it taste good.
Okay.
Do you think that Steris schedules her sex with wax? Like, do you think that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, cause she's like, look, I gotta do like a full shower, shave. Like, I gotta be prepared for this. We don't do spontaneous.
Okay.
So we fuck it in this time window because the nanny's got to take care of the kids now, right? At this point.
I have a really dirty question for you. Like, it's inappropriate, and I want to not be judged for this because it's because of magic.
All right.
If Milan is in an animal form, is it bestiality for her to fuck Wayne?
No, because bestiality is because animals can't consent. They don't have the ability and like mental capacity.
So sentience is the difference between bestiality and being a furry.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, great. Absolutely. I think Milan could be in any form, and I would be maybe a little judgmental. Actually, I don't know.
It's hard for me to judge
It's tough because Halsin turns into a bear, and people fuck him all the time.
Well, and I think that
and I'm like,
Beast from Beauty and the Beast is hotter than the human form.
Yeah, and there's that game I sent you, that new video game.
Your friend's name.
I've some people I know in Europe who are working on a video game that is it's going to be like a full RPG, like a video game with a really fun, fantastical plot, but it's also going to be super sexy. Like there's going to be a like full on explicit sex porn scenes, and a lot of them are creatures.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, yeah, I mean that like
furries run the world. Yeah,
like I think the dragon has 2 dicks.
People don't know this. Donald Trump is actually notoriously like a huge furry.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. He has a fursuit and everything.
How do I feel about that? But yeah, no, I definitely think that consent between 2 people of age is important, and that's the baseline.
Nicholas Street says, how often do you think Alec does the apron only look? I think he did it one time and Wax showed up unannounced and he was like, nope, never again. This was too awkward. You never know when Wax is coming over, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, that is
He
fair.
can just pop in.
That is fair. Name drop, please. Oh, the video game. It's something wild.
We'll post it in the Discord eventually.
I'll post it in the Discord because honestly, I think that the game looks really cool, and it's literally they've done it all through Kickstarter. They are fully community funded. It's a very small team, and like the stuff I've gotten to preview looks so good.
Yeah, like
they really give a shit about this game. It looks like it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
The concept is very Avatar inspired, like for sure. But I'll drop it in the Discord. I really am excited for them, and I want to support them wholeheartedly. So if you are down for sexy video games, this is going to be one that comes out next year.
Great.
Pretty sure next year. Yeah.
Thank you for an absolutely wonderful book club, everybody. We will be live again next Friday, maybe. Oh, and I'll be live next week on Thursday, playing Pokemon Legends AZ.
Right.
So
yes.
hopefully that isn't a total trash bag.
It's gonna be morning.
Yep.
I'll be gone.
I'll be up early. Probably around book club time. I will be up playing Pokemon Legends A to Z. We'll probably do the reactions here, so we probably won't have that much to Thursday, but
right.
So get excited for that. I am mildly interested in it, and hope that it is better than I am currently worried it's going to be. I think the ads look bad.
Yeah, fair.
I'm going to give it a shot, though. I'm going to play it on stream, and you can decide if you want to buy it based on how much I complain about it. So.
Hell yeah. Skepcat reading schedule is in the Discord, and if it's not on the community tab on this YouTube channel, we will post that later today.
I'll fix that.
Thank you.
Also the podcast feed is behind right now. Sorry about that. I will get that fixed this weekend.
Gotcha.
Do something tonight.
Bye,
Bye everybody. Thank you, Mod.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you.